Hey, we're live every day, 8:30 to 11 a.m. And I just want to say, how are you doing? How's everybody doing? We shared an article probably about 30 minutes ago about some pizza. It's in Taiwan, I believe, where they are putting like breaded fish on top of pizza. And people over here were busy arguing about, does pineapple belong on pizza? Over there, they're like playing 3D chess, saying silly USA Americans, we got
fish on our pizza.
We're putting filet of fish on the pizza. So there's some comments on there. Go check that out. Read about it yourself. It's pretty fun. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And it's a beautiful day. It's Friday. The weekend is here. It's upon us. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling ready, feeling awesome. Curt, how do you feel?
I feel amazing. It's Friday. We got a 3-day weekend coming up. I'm super pumped for what's happening.
I have to say, you look super pumped right now. A lot of people can't see you. If you're listening over the air, maybe in your car, at work, wherever you are, if you're listening at khearadio.com, they can't see you.
No.
If you're watching on Facebook, good morning. Thank you for watching. We love you for taking the time to hang out with us. But Curt, he looks super pumped today, doesn't he? He has his Team Jesus shirt on, which I'm feeling.
Team Jesus.
I'm feeling that. And it's going to be a good day. We have some guests in studio, and I could not be more excited than I am today to end the week with these guests today.
Yeah, we have Texas Pit Stop Barbecue coming in at 10 o'clock. And
Arnold.
We have Al Garza from Al Garza Premier Martial Arts in studio in like 15, 25 minutes.
I know. How fun is that going to be?
This has been an interview that has been in the works for like, I believe 7 months at least.
At least 7 months. We've been trying to make this happen. And finally, it is upon us. It is happening. And it's hard to just take a step back and realize, like, wow. Because we really, and I'm not joking, this is something we really have been trying to set up. Right now, it's 8:35. It's Friday morning. Hey, Labor Day is on Monday. What do you have going on? Let us know. I want to hear from you. What do you have going on? If you're watching on Facebook, you can type it in. Send us a message. We also have a cell phone number that you can call. It's 346-704-1806. So give us a call. What do you have going on for Labor Day? Are you going to be grilling, hanging out, having a good time? We want to hear from you. You are listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We stream live every day from 8:30 to 11 a.m. But I am excited for our guests, Al Garza from Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts in studio. There's several locations in the area. They're always doing cool things. I know at Abundant Life Christian School, sometimes they'll come up there and do like some extracurricular activities, kind of showing the kids some moves, and it's kind of fun. As a kid, did you ever take any kind of martial arts or karate?
No, but I did take gymnastics. So I feel like it's kind of the same thing.
Well, I don't know if it's the same thing, but it is that exercise that kids and adults, I mean, everybody needs exercise. Right. And that's pretty strenuous. Gymnastics as well. I mean, I can see how gymnastics can morph into martial arts, because sometimes you'll see, like, I'm just going to say a ninja. Someone who's like knows karate.
Like to be flexible and everything in order to do martial arts, I guess.
Oh man, for sure.
That's why I said, I'm like, I did gymnastics.
Yeah,
kind of the same thing.
Think about that high kick. I've seen people do like the high kick, the middle kick and the low kick, and that's why I said, if I was like, I don't know, a fighter, if I was like an MMA fighter, if I was a martial artist, if I was a wrestler, my finishing move would 100% hands down be the low kick. Because I'm not that flexible. I'm not that flexible to do the high kick. I can't put my foot over my head.
I'm going immediately to the spin around.
Oh, man.
Kick up to the top.
I'm taking out the ankle. I'm literally taking out. So you're trying to do that roundhouse.
Roundhouse kick to the face.
Well, there you go.
No.
I mean, yeah, if that's your move,
right?
Yeah.
That's my finishing move.
If that's your finishing move, I'm just trying to be realistic for me. Mine is the ankle kick, the low kick. Whenever I played Street Fighter growing up, and I would say as a kid, but no, I would still.
You played Street Fighter, not Mortal Kombat?
There was too much blood, and I was not about that. I love Street Fighter, dude. Street Fighter is where it's at. I'm a big Street Fighter fan.
Mortal Kombat was what I was
Mortal Kombat?
Well, because that was where the roundhouse, like, finish him.
Oh, yeah, the finish him. But yeah,
Finish him.
but because we were talking about Pizza Hut earlier and that pizza we shared. I remember growing up, the Pizza Hut, they had a couple arcade games, and one of them was Mortal Kombat. I'm like, Mom, can I have however much it was, 25 cents? She's like, no, you cannot. It was kind of a little graphic, and there was like a warning, and that didn't help my case either as a kid, which, looking back, Mom, thank you, but it's like, hey, parental warning advised. I'm 8 years old. Can I go play this game? But no, Street Fighter was cool.
Our parents are really like strict sometimes. I remember, I think I've told this story before.
Yeah.
But the LFO CD was one that I really, 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 really wanted.
Okay.
And my mom was like, no,
we're back.
Because there's curse words in it. And I'm like, Mom, it says Abercrombie and Fitch, like the
Yes.
store. And she was like, I don't believe you. And I had to literally for like 6 months wait because I had to find the lyrics. And back then it was not as easy to find the lyrics.
That's true.
And so it was funny. Parents can be...
Curt, always trying to bring it back to the 90s boy bands. For some reason, I'm not too mad at you. It is Friday morning. It's 8:39. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good morning to Facebook. Good morning to our YouTube live stream. Good morning to everybody listening over the air. Thank you so much for taking the time. You can always listen to us at khearadio.com. That's 24 hours a day. You can also do some more stuff on our website as well.
Yeah, you can donate. So if you are somebody that believes...
I can donate.
You can donate. If you believe in
I'm going.
KHEA Radio and you want to continue to have this programming brought to you every morning, then just go check it out. Give $5, give $10, give $15. Your donation helps keep us running. We are a nonprofit organization that thrives on listener support. So we want to say thank you for everyone who has donated and for everyone who has partnered with us.
Yep, thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. And we like to show people in the community, individuals, businesses in the community. We like to bring people in. We like to go out. We want to keep this going as long as we can till forever. So that's not too bad. That's a pretty realistic goal. Curt, you were talking about that the other day. Just like, well, I can imagine whenever me and you are doing this radio show when we're like 80 years old and I was like, my life flashed before my eyes. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to sit in a radio booth with Curt C. the Corn Casper till I'm like 80.
Yes.
Is this what I signed up for?
This is a life sentence to have to come in here and do this show with me every day.
Oh, well, there you go.
I also want to point out that also, if you are watching, any way that you're watching or listening, please share this out with all of your friends and family members. We love bringing positivity to the community and love focusing on the different businesses. And we have two amazing guests today. We have Arnold from the Texas Pit Stop, and we have Al from Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts. If you are listening and watching right now, hit that share button, hit that like button, hit that love button, hit the angry button every time Gardy talks, whatever you want to do. But we just want to make sure that we can bless other people out in the world.
Why would you want people to hit the angry button whenever I talk?
What?
And what are you talking about?
What? Why are there a whole bunch of angry reacts?
Okay, who's hitting? Okay, we are streaming live on Facebook, I want to say. But I want to know who is hitting the angry button. It's okay.
Why are you talking? Watch, when I start talking, it stops.
What do you mean?
Oh, hey, can we talk about that pizza one more time for our listeners?
Break it down. There's a pizza.
There was a pizza. We found this article last night. Gardy texted it to me. He's like, dude, have you seen this? And my immediate reaction was gross. But it's a Pizza Hut pizza.
In Taiwan.
Yes. That has filet of fish on it.
Yeah, it has like breaded fish. So you think of Long John Silver's. The other day we were talking about Captain D's, which there's one in Alvin. And we called Captain D's in Alvin. We tried to speak to the manager because I just wanted to see what can we do to partner with Captain D's. I have such good memories as a kid going to Captain D's. And that's it. We just wanted to say, what's up? Good job. But they weren't in.
Man.
So you would take fish like that. You place it on a pizza. This bad boy pizza, it's bad boy style because it looks like it is stuffed crust. I went ahead and tagged Pizza because I have some more ideas that I know they're going to want.
Would you call it the bad boy because it reminds you of the bad boy Jeep Compass that I drive?
A little bit. It does. I feel like if you're going to put breaded, like fast food fish on top of a pizza and you're going to stuff the crust with something, why not stuff it with like tartar sauce? Why not have cocktail stuffed pizza instead of the cheese? Like, take out the other stuff. Like, what else are you going to do?
Would you have a shrimp cocktail?
Shrimp cocktail. That
shrimp
sounds
cocktail pizza.
Yeah. You know, there was some mixed reactions to the pizza. I have to say, I would probably try it just because why not? Joe Perez from Texas Chronicles, who is one of our partners and sponsors here for the radio station, making sure that we stay on the air. So thank you to Joe Perez and Texas Chronicles History, Mystery, and Adventure for partnering with us. He commented on the video and said, hey, I'd try it. Apparently, he's a big Long John Silver's fan, which I can't be mad at because it's kind of like Captain D's. And it's like fast food, you know, fried fish. You know, you can get, I want 2 pieces of fish and some French fries. There used to be a Long John Silver's over there on 96, but they tore it down. And I'm not sure why. Actually, I know why, but I don't want to say. But in its place, they put a Taco Bell, and it's really fancy. I haven't been, but my wife's been taking the kids and stuff, so that's cool.
Long John Silver's I love Long John Silver's, but I probably do not want fish on my pizza. It's just a weird combination.
A little bit, maybe to us, but this is in a different culture. It's in a different place, so I don't know. People grow up eating different things at different times of the day, and it's hard for me to 100% knock it whenever I have never tried it, and that's not something that I grew up eating culturally. There's things that I grew up eating. I'm Hispanic, right? So there's things that I grew up and I eat today that I've tried to offer to you, and you're like, nah, I'm good. Like tripas. Yeah, the taco, throw it on taco. It's crunchy. I want some pico de gallo, and I want some, a little bit of salsa on a corn tortilla. Wrap that thing up, take a bite. I'm good to go. So I can't knock, someone else's culture because if I didn't grow up eating it, I don't know. But there has to be other things like that. So we had one of our KHEA radio family members, one of the people who commented on that article and said, hey, I'm in China. And they saw the article, which I thought that was pretty cool, all the way from China, because that's what social media does. It connects the world, makes it smaller. But they said that in China, they put eel, they put like fish and some other stuff on top of pizza. That's normal there because they grew up doing that. But she hasn't had the stomach, I guess, to try it, or just like, nah, I'm good.
The one thing that we're going to be doing next Thursday is we're going to Sammy's Wild Game Grill. And that's kind of along the same lines. We'll be having like kangaroo burgers, camel, snake, like alligator meat, and all those things. Like, you're like, ooh, kangaroo burger. Like, how is that even possible?
But apparently they do that in Australia. We could tie this to Skydive Galveston. Simon.
Yeah, he said that that's like what you eat in Australia. You eat kangaroo burgers.
And it's really good because Simon is the owner of Skydive Galveston. Simon is he said he's from like the UK, and then he moved to Australia, and that's where he really kind of grew up for the most part, from what I understood. I could be totally wrong. But he said over there, that's what they eat. They eat kangaroo burgers. That's something that we don't do, but we're going to be trying it next week.
Sammy's Wild Game Grill. We're going to go check it out. We're going to be doing a giveaway video there. And then they're going to be in studio the next Wednesday. So we'll have a lot of opportunities for you guys as fans of KHEA Radio 99.5 to kind of learn a little bit about these different unique food items that you and I probably have never had before.
Speaking of giveaways, we have one going on right now that's really cool. It's something that you actually did.
Yes, Skydive Galveston. Life's a beach. Jump it.
Might as well. So you have the opportunity to win a tandem skydive jump absolutely free. All you have to do is make sure you get to the location. We'll get it scheduled out. If our schedules allow, we would love to be there to meet you and to maybe get some footage of you jumping out of the airplane, if that's okay with you. But it's going to be awesome. If you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on our YouTube live stream or listening over the air, hey, let us know. Have you ever jumped out of a perfectly good airplane, perfectly working good airplane? And if you have you ever jumped out of an airplane that's over the Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah, I have. Hands up.
Tell me about the view.
The view is amazing. You get to see all of Galveston. And when you jump out of the plane and you're doing your nosedive, or whatever they call it, free fall, you're free falling right into the ocean.
So it looks like.
And it's so much fun. And you pull the parachute and you look out and you can see Houston in the distance. You can see the downtown buildings. And then you're like floating in, and then you land on a beach and you're yelling, Gardy! Gardy! Watch out, I'm coming for you!
So is that what everybody else? Because I thought it was just you. So It may be what everybody yells at Skydive Galveston. They're just like, hey, Gardy, I see you.
No, just me. Just me yelling that out.
So I was on the ground for reasons that I will not talk about too much. For certain reasons, I could not go skydiving. And I'll just leave it at that. Anyways, so I was on the beach. The water's like literally 5 feet away. I had to move back because the tide was coming up. Curt comes flying down and he's yelling my name and I hear him scream, KHEA Radio for life. And I'm like, what was that? And I agree. I was like, yeah, well, KHEA Radio for life. And then they started saying my name.
So then I did see some of the comments during the live video that you were producing.
Yes.
And they were like, is that him screaming? And you can literally hear like, ah!
Yeah. Well, actually, I think it said squeaking, which I like better. Because screaming is one thing, but squeaking is totally another. So yeah, yes.
In my rat costume eating my cheese.
100%. That is Curt squeaking, falling from the sky, strapped to Simon, and a very inexperienced skydiving instructor doing a tandem jump over the Gulf of Mexico, landing on the beach. It was a blast. So shout out to Simon and Skydive Galveston for teaming up with KHEA Radio, making that giveaway possible. If you haven't entered yet, all you have to do is like the video. Go find the video. There's a produced video and you'll see people jumping out of an airplane. Like that video, comment on it, and share it. And we'll be able to give one person an absolutely free skydive jump.
You know what the best part about that is, Gardy?
What?
Is if you don't want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane, you can still enter to win and then give it to one of your friends or family members that do.
Okay, there's two people that are really wanting this skydive jump, I've noticed. And they are tagging their friends saying like, hey, if you want the jump, that's cool. If not, follow the instructions. It's really easy. Like, comment, share, and then give it to me if you love me. So it's like, hey, mom, can you do this? Yeah. Hey, cousins. So that's pretty cool to see that come together. So if you don't want to do it yourself and you win, hey, give it to your son, give it to your husband, your cousin, your wife, anybody.
Yeah, it's cool. We challenged somebody to do 10 last night, and they got 10 of their friends to vote for them. So you can just walk up to some random stranger and be like, hey, check out this video on Skydive Galveston.
Are you on Facebook?
And KHEA Radio.
Yeah.
And you can just say my name.
Like Walter White, Breaking Bad style. Say my name. That's what it sounded like.
Say my name. Say my name.
Okay, Beyonce style. Sorry about that. Right now it's 8:50. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM, streaming live at khearadio.com. We have some guests. We have guests that are going to be on the show today. Coming up first, we're going to have Al Garza from Premier Martial Arts. Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts. We've been trying to make this interview happen for close to 7 months now.
It took one person knowing who it was.
Yes.
And then we were able to be like, oh, hey, we could go find him on Facebook and then actually message him ourselves. And it worked.
Because we kept calling. And, if you're busy and there's multiple occasions and there's a lot going on. So we finally got it set up. I'm so excited. This is going to be a great time. Good morning if you're watching on social media. If you're watching, I challenge you right now, just hit the like button. If you know somebody who needs to learn about martial arts, maybe they have trained in the past. If you know somebody who is looking to get into that, go ahead and share out this stream. We appreciate you taking the time to join us today to hang out. We stream live on Facebook every weekday, 8:30 to 11 a.m., spotlighting different people in the community, whether it's a business, someone who's running a nonprofit, somebody who's just doing cool things on their own. It doesn't matter. If you have something going on, you want to be a guest on our show, if you want us to spotlight, there are multiple ways to get a hold of us.
Yeah, the best way is to give us a call or text message at 346-704-1806. You can, again, text that number, call it 346-704-1806. Hey, I got like a challenge to the people who are listening on social media or listening over the airways.
Do it.
I want you to call us.
Okay.
And tell us where you're listening from. Okay. And then if you have a question for Al Garza, do that as well. So that number again is 346-704-1806. 346-704-1806.
I have a question. Do I need to call? Should I get off the air and call you? Call the phone?
No, because you have a microphone.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask my question. I'm going to ask this now, and I'm going to ask it to him later whenever he sits in here in a couple minutes. Is there any way that me and Curt can set up a sparring match? We both have zero training. We have zero experience, but I think that's something that it would be fun, right?
I think it would, but is he going to see our video from Vince Moya where we were boxing?
Okay.
And saw what happened where I just like love tapped you on your shoulder and you went like Hulk on me.
Well,
and then the camera got dropped and nobody saw actually what happened.
I think we all learned a very important lesson that day.
Don't get on Gardy's bad side.
Well, to be fair, before the video started, we said, okay, we're just going to kind of joke around, maybe miss some swings. All of a sudden, Curt brings back the hammer, like looks like Popeye eating his spinach back there, starts swinging it in a circle and just knocks me in the shoulder. And I was like, okay, I thought we had an agreement. This was all fun and games. And so then I had to do a move that I learned on Street Fighter. I had to do a move I learned on Street Fighter. So it was like a dragon punch. And if you don't know what that is, I'm sorry.
I have just learned that you do not cross Gardy because he has a mean left hook.
Oof. Yeah. And he has a twin brother right over here.
Thunder and lightning.
You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's 8:53. This is Kickstart. It's Friday morning. It's a beautiful Friday. Stay tuned because we're going to be hitting up the weather, what the weather looks like this weekend. It is Labor Day weekend. What do y'all have going on? What are the plans for the weekend? Curt, do you have any plans?
Going grilling. And I'm going to take some tips from our guest at the 10 o'clock hour, Arnold. And he's from Texas Pit Stop Barbecue, and I'm super excited to learn some tricks.
Me too. Arnold is one of the best like people who barbecue in the area, and the reason that I can say that is because there are literal trophies all over the restaurant, Texas Pit Stop, that have kind of proven that. So we're going to be talking barbecue, talking grilling, talking about plans for Labor Day, because that is an option. Grilling, that's what's up. Hey, we need to kind of figure out what we're going to do for Monday, because Monday's Labor Day. What do y'all think? Should we come in and have a show? Should we take the show mobile? Maybe go on and say what's up to everybody? I don't know. What do y'all want us to do?
So if we do the show like mobile, does that mean that I have to spend the night at your house and then we wake up and do like a show from your backyard?
You know, he always takes it a step too far. Curt, you always take one step too far.
I just didn't get the sleepover when we were going to go fishing. And now, I'm
not comfortable with it. You can like set an alarm and be like, oh, I'll just come to Gardy. Maybe. We'll see how the rest of this day goes. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart.
Do we have, by the way, before you finish the show?
Oh, I'm finished. I was about to just end the show.
End it.
Okay.
Do both of our guests have the last names of Garza today? What are the odds of that?
I think pretty good.
That's crazy. That's awesome. That makes the show even better.
It is. We're going to be talking about martial arts. We're going to be talking about barbecue. We're going to be talking about anything that comes up. If you have a question, we're going to be talking about it. This is Kickstart. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get Mr. Al Garza here set up in studio. So y'all stay tuned to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Fellowship Creative, one of my favorite groups. And this is actually one of my favorite songs. The song's called Just One Touch. You are listening to 99.5 FM. You can stream us live from anywhere in the world at khearadio.com. You can also stream us live on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're still in the process of getting our podcast set up, which is fun. We're learning how to do a lot of things, and we're taking it one step at a time. So y'all stay tuned. Whenever we come back, we're going to have our Al Garza from Premier Martial Arts in studio. What's up, Facebook? How's everybody? I like that. Super excited to hear Master Garza. What's up, Robin? Holding on. Yeah, y'all won't have to hold on too much longer. We're bringing him in right now, getting him set up. So at 9 o'clock, we're going to go over the FM. And then here on Facebook, it's kind of like a behind the scenes. You get to see all the action that takes place. I don't know. Like I said, behind the scenes. So it's a lot of fun. So we like to interact. So what is everybody up to today? Labor Day is Monday. I think grilling is a thing that people do on Labor Day. I've done it. I need to clean my grill. I actually saw that the Texas Pit Stop shared out some tips for people cleaning their grills, which I need to read because mine's dirty. I haven't used it in a while, and I want to make sure it's clean. That's cool, Russ. Thank you for listening all the way in West Columbia. We appreciate it. Russ is awesome. Russ went with us to Soul, and he was one of the volunteers and models for our giveaway video we did with Soul Cafe in Galveston. Stephanie on the way to work. Cool. Hey, we've done a thing where sometimes we'll call people's work and their jobs and tell them that they deserve a raise. So, Stephanie, if you want us to do that, just put in the number, tell us who to ask for, and we're going to say, hey, my name is Gardy. I'm with KHEA Radio. I've heard a lot of good things about Stephanie Sanchez. She's one of the most hardworking people at your company, and we feel she deserves a raise. Is there anything that I can do to help you make that decision right now? And then they're going to be like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, don't hang up. Stephanie's getting a raise. So let me know. Put the number in. We'll make the phone call. We'll make it happen. Yeah, my water. So I drink a lot of water now. My mouth gets dry because I talk too much. No, we started drinking about a gallon of water a day because we were doing this like detox thing, and it was for 21 days. And so we're challenged to drink more water. So we were drinking like 8 bottles of water a day, and it's a lot cheaper, and it's a lot easier to carry around if you just carry around a gallon jug of water. And it's worked out pretty good so far. All right, Stephanie, let me know. Just put the number, and you can even private message it to our KHEA radio site. We'll make it happen. Probably at the end, they'll be like, okay, please stop calling. We'll give Stephanie a raise if you leave us alone. Whatever it takes, we'll make it work. Monique, what's the name of that vegan protein that you were mentioning the other day? Because I took mine. It's like Fit. Was it like Fit Vegan? I think was the name of it. And I got a vanilla one. And so I mixed it with something else today. And it was like really creamy, but it's just like, it has a weird taste. But I need that other recommendation you gave. How are you doing today?
Better than good. How about you?
Right. I'm doing good too.
Awesome.
My name is Gardy.
Hey, Gardy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet y'all. I got on there with Dr. Chapa, as you know, the other day.
Yes.
Listening to him, he's a friend and a student, and so that was pretty neat. How it
He's
led
done
to
some
this.
training.
Yeah, he does. Look out! He can break you up and fix you up.
Man,
Seriously? He did not say this when he was on.
It's okay. He's a humble man.
Yeah. If I'd have known, I feel like I would have, I don't know. Well, I probably would have acted the exact same, but still, that's pretty cool.
Well, we both come in love and peace. So
Yes.
you know.
So Dr. Chapa, he trains. So me and Curt, we have no training whatsoever.
Yeah, I saw that.
We've always joked around, and in the beginning of the year, we did a weight loss challenge. And so we were trying to think of different physical activities and, different ways to eat and stuff. And we're like, man, like MMA, martial arts, boxing, those all take a tremendous amount of, discipline and cardio.
Right.
So like we were just like thinking of different places, and you were one of the first places. So you have a couple locations in the area, right?
I have a couple locations, and it's not public knowledge yet, but it's about to be. And for those who are listening, we're opening a third location over in Pearland Parkway.
That's awesome.
Wait, we need breaking news then.
Yeah.
We break news here all the time.
When we go on the air,
Yeah.
when we're done with the song, we'll have to use the breaking news.
Well, God told me to be transparent this morning, so
Awesome.
I want to be as real as I know how to be.
I love it.
Yeah. So I want us to be safe. We got a circle of safety here.
Yes.
We're not here to fight. We're here to love.
Okay. I like that.
And connect.
So how long have you been, are you originally from this area?
I was born in Rosenberg.
Okay.
And moved into Alvin at Bradshaw's Nursery till I was 11, and then I moved to Dickinson. So I've been living in Dickinson since 67.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy how this area has changed. I remember I moved here
yeah.
when I was about 10. So, a little over 20 years ago.
Okay.
And like driving through Leak City, and Dickinson was like, hey, that's the city. Texas City was like, oh, that's the city. But now I mean, they're still great cities, but there's so much that's coming down this area.
Growing. Yeah,
Yeah.
flourishing. It's really
It's awesome.
growing. Yes.
Yeah. So where are your locations now? You have one in
Dickinson at 517 and 45.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is in League City, is Cornerstone Shopping Center, just on the west side of 45 on 518. They're about 4 miles apart from each other.
Okay. We were by the one that was in League City the other day. We went to Bonnie's Donuts, who's one of our partners and sponsors here at the station.
Aren't they beautiful people?
Oh, they are
man.
amazing people.
Yeah,
They
I
are
love
very
them too.
kind.
Yeah.
I do feel though that they could, not, be good for my hips.
They bring us
Well-
donuts all the
Well,
time.
you'll notice also that our Dickinson location has a donut shop near it too.
Yeah,
It's not
is
a
it
Bonnie's,
Shipley's?
but it's a Shipley's.
Yeah, there's a
it's right
Shipley's right there.
Yeah, so I think that's becoming prerequisite. yeah.
Hey, you just you deserve a donut.
Yeah.
Every day,
Well,
every meal.
I think it's what you say, job protection or whatever.
Yeah,
you call
it is, yeah.
I
Job
can't think of
security,
the
it's
word.
like-
Yeah, there it is. Job security.
I ate a dozen donuts.
Yeah,
What do I do now?
Yeah.
Well, you need to move a little bit.
There you
First of
go.
all, you're gonna have energy.
it's all balance. It's all about balance.
That sugar buzz. Yeah. And that's something we learned whenever we were trying to work out more, fitness and stuff. And everybody was like, even with diet, whenever you do something extreme so hard, it's hard to make it last. If you find something that works for you, then you can,
That's right.
balance it out.
Begins with passion. You got to find your passion, find things you're passionate about.
Mhm.
You know how they say that you got to know what your why is.
Yes.
Find your why. I love to bless people that are doing ministry work, that are producing fruit. So I will bless you guys with some training for sure. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
We'd love to do that.
yeah, it's about growing and producing much fruit for the kingdom. So
Cool.
and I saw you want to do something on location and mobile. I don't know if you saw, but I said we could do it at our Dickinson location on Monday morning if you like.
Cool.
Yeah.
We might be
Yeah.
able to do that. I need to check the
Yeah.
schedule, but that'd be a lot of fun
Yeah.
because we
So throw
hadn't
it out
planned
there.
anything.
Yeah.
We hadn't planned anything yet. But so what we do, we love going and doing like some Facebook Live stuff in
Right.
different
Yeah,
locations.
we do
It's
too.
a lot of
Yeah,
fun. It's a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
yeah, we welcome you.
Yes,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
I'll invite whoever comes, and we'll just have a party there, a nice little workout party.
Though,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the boxing video.
I did not, but I wish I would have.
Gardy,
Might have learned some technique, right?
yeah.
Well, I wasn't channeling my rage. I didn't channel my rage.
And then we were just kind of having fun. And then I just all of a sudden just like love tapped it on the side, and Gardy went Hulk style, and like the camera got dropped.
Oh,
You can't see anything. All you hear is screaming, "Gardy, stop!"
Yeah.
Stop!"
Well, no, that it
actually
kind of happened.
yeah, we can do that. We'll be safe and as real as we can get,
Yeah.
and still keep it safe.
There you go.
All right.
Awesome. So you have two locations,
Yes, sir.
and how long have they been there? And which one was first?
Well, in 1976, I opened in Dickinson.
Okay.
Yeah. So this November will be 42 years ago.
That's
I
awesome.
was 20 years old, and I was a brown belt, and didn't know a whole lot.
So when did you start?
I started martial arts when I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, 73. And I have a great teacher. I just don't want to leave here without saying a big hello to him if he happens to see this. His name is Ishmael Robles,
Mm-hmm.
and he has the title of world champion kickboxer.
Wow.
So I tell you now, y'all need to bring him on here. And,
Okay.
I just tell you, he's been my teacher since 1975, and we have a great relationship. And he has a school in Galveston.
Cool.
So you'll want to visit there.
Oh, yeah, we'd
mobile
love
as
to check it out.
Yeah, so I'll hook you up, but I'm pretty sure if he hears this, you guys can just Facebook him too, because he's
Okay.
on Facebook. Ishmael Robles is his name.
Ishmael Robles. That was his trainer.
He's still my teacher. Yeah.
So we can go on. We do have someone who wants to ask a question. when we
Sweet.
get going, so we'll
Yeah.
start
So
the
we got
audience.
20 seconds, and 20 seconds. We're gonna start over the FM, and Facebook is continuous. Social media keeps
Okay.
going behind the scenes. So
Right.
the FM, they hear music, and then we'll do breaks maybe depending on. But we'll probably do like a weather at 9:15. But we'll keep talking kind of the stuff that we talked about now.
Great.
And then
We got
when
one.
you're ready- just when you're ready.
Okay.
Give us 1 second. We'll take your phone call here in just a second. Yeah, give me a second.
Days at 7 p.m. We'd love to meet you and worship the Lord together.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Right now, it is 9:07. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We have a very special guest in studio we're going to be talking to this morning. We have Mr. Al Garza from Premier Martial Arts in studio. Mr. Garza, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We've been trying to set this up, and with no exaggeration, for about almost 7 months. Like I said, earlier in the year, we were reaching out and we were trying to do some stuff, but I know there's a lot of a lot of stuff going on. And at the beginning of the year, a lot of people, they make the resolutions, they try new things, which it seems like, is that a busy time of the year for y'all?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. All of January, and then it really by February, people who are serious are going to still be around, and those who were just doing the New Year's resolution thing are usually gone. I
gotcha. So you have a couple locations, and can you tell me where those locations are?
Yes, sir. One is in Dickinson at 517 and 45. Dickinson's my original roots, and League City at 2047 West Main.
Awesome.
C9.
Very cool. We passed that the other day when we were on the way to Bonnie's Donuts. We were doing a giveaway video, plus eating all the donuts.
We should have gone and done a workout afterwards.
That's what we should have
done some training with Al Garza.
Man,
come on in.
Yeah, next time we go eat all the donuts, then we go train, and that's the way it works. So we have a question. Somebody called in. Curt had put the request out there. If somebody has a question, you can ask on Facebook. You can also give us a call, 346-704-1806.
Yeah, you're talking to Professor Gary Lee. Professor, how's it going?
I'm doing great. I just saw my good friend Al Garza on the radio. I had to do a shout out to him. How you doing, Mr. Garza?
I'm doing great, Mr. Lee. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. I'm really glad to see you on the air because you're a good-looking man. You're better on the air than on the radio.
This is my Hawaiian friend
that's
here.
why I do radio. I don't do live television.
He makes us look better.
Al, I want to share with you that one of the reasons I did the Power of Women this year for the event I'm doing September 29th, I thought about your lovely wife Kim and
well,
how much
thank you,
she
sir.
supported you in all those years of karate, and putting all those women together has been a real joy this year. And Kim was one of the people I've always thought about as being one of the Power of Women. What a great lady she's been.
She's a powerful woman. I say yes, ma'am, every day to her.
Awesome.
Right. Thank you, Professor, for giving us a call.
Yeah, thank you. That's cool. We love getting calls.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So we are talking to Al Garza from Al Garza Premier Martial Arts. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're on every weekday, 8:30 to 11 a.m. If you're watching right now on social media, I encourage you to hit the like and just hit the share button. Share this out. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff today, learning about martial arts. You've been doing it for a long time, Mr. Garza.
Yes, sir.
And that's pretty cool to see, like all the connections. Do you literally know everyone? I mean, you've been here and you've been training, and then we find out like, oh, well, yeah, Dr. Chop. I know Dr. Chop. I know him.
My father knows everyone. My father in heaven.
Yes.
And, yes. I have a lot of connections.
That's very cool.
Thanks to him, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you started training, I think you said did you say 42 years? I'm trying to remember. It's been a lot of numbers.
I've had my school. This November will be 42 years.
Okay.
We'll celebrate 42-year anniversary.
And the first location, which one was that?
It was in Dickinson.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first location was in Dickinson.
Right.
How much time passed before you said, hey, we need another location?
Well, 87. So I opened in 76 in Dickinson, opened in League City in 87. That one, we had some kind of a hard start, so we wound up combining in League City.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had the single location from 91 till 2008. 2008, we reopened in Dickinson.
Okay.
And so we're thriving there until Harvey came along, and it tried to upset us a little bit. We were closed for 3 months, and we're rebuilding right now. So,
Okay.
yeah, but it's doing good. We're just blessed.
Yeah, Harvey did come, and we just came to the year of that point, and we like to look, with the year coming, we kind of look back and reflected a little bit, but more we like to look forward and see how far we have come as a community, as a people. People are rebuilding. There still are people who are currently rebuilding. You're not quite where you're going to be, but it's important to press forward.
That's right.
How do you feel about that? Is that something like the journey?
Well,
how has it been?
Yeah, I feel completely. I agree with that.
Mhm.
We need to move forward. That God is making all things new, and there's no doubt. I mean, when that happened, I was invited to a ministers' conference over in Houston, and Rick Warren came in, and the first thing he said was the opportunity in the crisis, and that was so true. I mean, we've had more opportunity to minister to people, and we are just about to get back in our house. We had a double whammy, but God just showed his love through all the community. I mean, and he allowed us to minister to others in that time as well.
You're listening to KHEA Radio. I think we have another caller. Can I ask who's calling?
Leffie Campbell.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you have a question for Mr. Al Garza?
Yes, I do.
You can go ahead and ask.
There's a fisherman here.
Yeah, I'm doing great. My name's Larry Campbell. I'm a student of Grandmaster Garza at the League City location.
Awesome.
And I'd like to ask him a question. This may be better for later in the interview, but I'd like to ask him, over the past 42 years, sir, what would you say has been the most rewarding aspect for you personally of operating Premier Martial Arts?
My personal biggest, most exciting thing every day I live for is for the relationships that I have. I have relationships with my students, but that comes out of a relationship with Jesus Christ. So I can only say that that's the biggest thing. I mean, I just love the fact that he's blessed me with so many big friends. As if you know me, you know what I'm talking about there. But he's also just blessed me with so many people. And I just, everything in that Bible is true. So I just live it every single day, and I see his miracles every single day. And meeting some new folks here today. So
yeah, we love meeting awesome people. I do have to ask, so you were a brown belt whenever you started.
Yes, sir.
42 years ago. And now I'm not really familiar with how the ranks, I know black belt is usually, and then there's like potential things, but where are you at today?
I am an 8th degree grandmaster in the martial arts.
Well, I heard them calling you grandmaster. I was like, I didn't understand that. I feel like that's very, very high.
Well, it's, we don't need to get too technical, but it varies in the different arts. So our system at the time when I was a brown belt was the level below black belt. And so about a year later, I was promoted to black belt and have been being promoted throughout the years. God's blessed me with world-class instructors. As I mentioned already, Grandmaster Ishmael Robles is my instructor. He's my main instructor. He and I have been under other world-class instructors. And so over the years, promotions have come as I work. I mean, I work and they tell me when they want to promote me, and that's the main thing. But relationships are huge. That's the biggest thing that we get.
Awesome. So we have some questions that are coming in through text and call and people asking on our stream. So we're going to make sure we get to those. Curt, there's a question, right?
I think this question is one that's going to require the breaking news, because this was already brought up earlier in the live stream, but we haven't announced it over the air on 99.5 FM. But there has been rumors that you are starting a location in Pearland.
That's
Mr.
right.
Garza, can we play the breaking news?
Yes, sir.
This is KHEA Radio. We're about to break some news. And we are talking to Mr. Al Garza from Premier Martial Arts in Dickinson and League City. And is there any other, what's the breaking news? Do we have some news?
The breaking news is that we'll be opening soon at Pearland Parkway next door to First Watch. We have location already secured. Our subcontractors are about to start building.
That's awesome. First Watch is another breakfast place.
That's right. Yeah.
Is that bad that I know like all the food? I'm like, oh yeah, the Shipleys. You're like, yeah, there's a donut place there. There's a donut place. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, First Watch is a breakfast place. I've seen that one. Yeah, I need more physical activity, maybe less eating. I don't know. So for 42 years, you've had these locations, Premier Martial Arts, and we've kind of learned a little bit so far from people asking questions about the journey. We talked a little bit about Harvey. I mean, and now we kind of found out what's next. There is a new location coming to Pearland.
That's right.
And you also mentioned, I guess, the Dickinson. Is that still being rebuilt? Are you still trying to get that facility going, or is it?
It took us exactly 90 days to get it rebuilt, and it is brand new. I mean, we realized the promise that God was making on all things new, And there was an opportunity there, and it's amazing. I mean, just the things that showed up, but it is a brand new facility. It looks perfect.
That's awesome.
It looks better than it did before, and it was already in pretty good shape.
Yeah. That's a good story. That's the kind of things that we like to hear. And
oh, it's so true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have some paperwork here in front of us, some facts. Kurt's kind of breaking it down right now. Let me see. So what is this that we're looking at?
So
So
I just brought y'all a gift of some of the curriculum that we do, some of the spiritual curriculum that we do. And we are believers, and we welcome everyone. We not everyone believes like we do that trains with us, but we love them anyway. We meet them where they're at, and we train them. So I have core scriptures that I've taken time to look at, just scriptures that have shaped the life of my school and that have shaped my life, have given me direction. And then there's a chart with, I'm a student of Stephen Covey, and all our students, my students are students of Stephen Covey through that training. So I teach the 7 habits of highly effective people and the 8th habit. I filter those through God's word, and some of my students have helped me develop what I've handed you there. There's a chart there. You'll notice it's multidimensional, and it's very deep, and it's life transforming. It's because it's from God's word as well.
that's awesome. I like that the curriculum is there's scriptures, on here. A lot of places, I mean, they believe it, and they're awesome people, but they don't necessarily incorporate it in work because they're afraid that, hey, maybe it would lose business, or maybe it would not be a good look. But for you, I mean, how important is that to make sure that that's incorporated into, the curriculum, as you said?
Well, I became born again in 1979 and just sold out to Christ. I mean, my life before that, was needing to be changed, and he transformed me, and I just sold out. So I gave him my business. I gave him my family, which at that time it was just my wife and I, and we've been blessed with 3 beautiful children, and they've blessed us with 5 grandchildren and 1 on the way. So
That's awesome.
Anything I say now is just boasting in the Lord. I mean, he is just the only reason that I'm sitting right here right now.
Speaking
that's what
of,
we believe in too. We are Christians at heart, and we have put Christ into this radio station, and we're going to continue to go out to businesses and locations that are doing positive things in the community. Can you talk about, we've had people in here before that are nutritionists. We've had people in here that do training. We've had people in here that do, just all different kinds of activities. And one of the things that, that we kind of talk about is mind, spirit, and body is what really truly makes a true champion. Can you talk a little bit about how you incorporate all 3 of those into your martial arts training?
Absolutely. I refer to the 5 swords: mental, physical, spiritual, social, emotional. I think all of them need to be sharpened daily. And if you look at the 7 habits, the 7th is sharpen the saw. And we need to have some type of process where we're always sharpening our saws. And when we neglect one of them, then we get out of balance, and things start happening. So it shows up in our life quickly. So, our process is to develop the whole person, is to help them and to offer them Jesus and the Word of God.
That's awesome. Right now, we're going to take a quick weather break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking to Premier Martial Arts owner, Mr. Al Garza. This is the KHEA Radio Kickstart Weather Center, brought to you by Curtsy, the Cornless Casper. Brought to you by Texas Chronicles, History, Mystery, and Adventure.
It's currently 82 degrees right now in La Marque, Texas. It is going to be partly cloudy throughout the day today. 7:41 is your sunset. Your sunrise tomorrow morning, even though there's a 60% chance of 60% chance of rain. Sunshine 40% in the morning. And then Houston 84, Galveston 83, Pearland 83 as well.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We're on every weekday, 8:30 to 11. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
I have a question where this is one I've really been dying to ask for like the past 10 minutes. But you were talking about family and how, when you started, it was just you and your wife, and now you have 3 kids and 5 grandkids. Did your kids train, and do the grandkids train? Is that something that they found a passion for?
Well, 2 of my grandchildren are training now. All 3 of my children have acquired the black belt rank.
Wow.
2 of them have made the master rank, and 1 of them made the first degree black belt. And I'm proud of them all. They're just they've surpassed me in their ability to provide for their family and do what they're doing. They're just doing a great job. And they're all sold out to Christ.
What's the earliest that like a child can train, or that you think is a good idea for someone to train?
Well, we start them at 3 years old. And what we know about 3 and 4 year olds is that they don't necessarily want to learn martial arts. They want to do martial arts. So we have a way of allowing them to do martial arts and tweak them as we go and correct them as we go. And we produce some amazing, the history shows that at third degree, at the age of 18, when they go off to college, they're leaders. They can protect themselves, but more than anything, they can make good decisions and they can stay out of trouble, and they can do great things for the community and the world. So it's almost like a church planting, sending people out, because they go out and they affect their community in a positive way.
Really fast here. We have a couple questions again from our listeners that are watching on Facebook Live. If you are watching at this moment, please give us a like on Facebook, share this video out with your friends and family, and let people know about KHEA Radio. We love focusing on people in the community. And Jocelyn asked, I think she was really excited about the Pearland location, first of all. She said, we're ready to sign up. Will you be offering the special I hear about all the time? Sign up 2 people and the family comes as well?
We'll have to let you know about that. And this is going to be a different model. It's going to be the same DNA, same philosophy that we have. We're going to need to address that on an individual basis when you come to the school. We'll be marketing some things out there. Again, God told me to be transparent today, so I am just being
That's
transparent.
awesome.
And that's what I try to do every day.
Yay.
So,
Courtney Sapp also asked on the
hey,
stream.
Courtney Sapp, how you doing?
She's one of our really good friends from Escape Kima, and she said that her son actually works with you, and he actually sat in that same chair a few weeks ago.
Is that right?
Yeah,
that's right. I remember he told me he was coming after he came and trained with me. Actually, he just got his black belt.
Are you serious?
That's awesome. Yeah, we did.
Zach.
We went and did the escape room. We did the what room was that? It was the one with the puzzle, the saw room. Yeah.
You know, I feel okay. So we're learning these people train. I feel like, and this may be a character flaw, if I was training and I had a belt, I would be talking about it. Like people would somehow know, like it would accidentally come up in conversation all the time. Like, oh, sorry, I accidentally popped you with I'm a black belt, no big deal. But these people that we have come across, like they're humble. We didn't even know. I mean, that's cool. Is that something that y'all teach there? Is that something that's emphasized?
Well, humility is huge. God asks us for 4 things. And
right.
The first one is humility. When you think of Second Chronicle, he says, humble yourself, pray, seek his face, and turn from our wicked ways.
Okay.
He promises to listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
To forgive every one of our sins and to heal our land.
Wow. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Right now, it's 9:26. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 a.m. today. Every weekday, we are on the air. So I have a son. He's 5 years old. He's going to be 6 in November. He's a good kid. He has a lot of energy. And sometimes, and I know a lot of parents, will deal with this. And I love my son, forever. But sometimes just listening, just doing things. And so I put him in T-ball, coach pitch and stuff. And sometimes he will try when he's successful, but whenever he's hey, I missed the ball, you kind of see him give up, and then he becomes hard to get to. There's other things where it's like that too. Is martial arts something? Because I want to say almost like a fear or my worry is I put him in there, and I never want him to just be disrespectful in any situation. But I could see that happening. Is that something that martial arts would be okay for him?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. You think about martial arts, it begins with focus. And the culture that we build is to focus on respect, focus on self-control. I mean, when you think of the fruit of the Spirit is self-control at the end, right?
Right.
That's the last one. So, I mean, absolutely, we find fun ways for these kids to learn how to do their best, to learn how to improve, and have fun doing that. Those are our 3 main rules that we focus on. Is do your best, make improvement, and have fun doing it.
I like that.
So when Gardy and I come and train with you, What is going to be the first thing that you teach us? Walk us through kind of what to expect.
We know nothing. Keep that in mind. Nothing.
Right.
Oh, well, I do know how to do like roundhouse kicks.
No.
Oh, look at there.
I played Street Fighter and saw.
I know how to see it.
like
I can watch it.
The Karate Kid. Like that's the old one and the new one. So that's my experience.
Well, we'll probably have to see what your goal is, and we'll work on that. We have several different curriculums to work from. So I heard yesterday, I think, or the day before, I was listening to you guys, and one of you wants to do a low kick, and one of you wants to do a high kick. So
I'm the low kick, and
There you
here's
go.
why. I'm not that flexible, and I feel
Okay.
like it's so unsuspecting. Like everybody's like, okay, the high kick, I'm looking
Right.
out for it, but I'm just gonna and that's what I did in Street Fighter. You can like literally go down and low kick them, and they
That's
come, they're like,
right.
stop doing that.
that's right. Well, we have a solution for every problem,
Okay,
and we have a curriculum for every goal. So yeah,
Very cool.
we will help you with that.
Is there a move that you want to teach us first? Like out of everything that you know,
Well, the first one has to do with humility. We're just going to take a bow. It's not
Mhm.
bowing to any gods. It's bowing because of respect and
Wow.
showing culture that martial arts comes from the different countries. My base style came from Korea, and I've studied Filipino arts, Chinese, and Japanese, and Brazilian.
so when you bow, that respect is to, I guess, like the culture and the training and just the art of it, or are you showing respect to your opponent as well?
It's kind of all 360-degree respect. You're bowing to someone. When you're bowing to each other, it's mutual respect.
Right.
It's not because somebody's higher rank or anything. Both of them will bow. You bow when you come into the place to clear your mind and focus on the place you're coming to train. So sometimes when you bow in competition, you're also bowing to the judges and to the audience.
Mhm.
It's a sign of respect, 360 degrees.
one of our listeners right now, Scott, says never mistake his kindness for weakness.
Scott who?
It's Scott Stevens.
Stevens. Oh, Scott's my friend. How you doing, my friend? One of my big friends there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. You do come on very kind, and the students that we have ran into, they all appear kind and very humble as well.
Well, that's maturity of the martial arts. I mean, if we're all there about pride and the physical aspects of it, we just have some more growing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. You can stream us from everywhere at khearadio.com. You can also watch us live on YouTube, and you can watch us live on Facebook every weekday, 8:30 to 11. We're talking to Al Garza from Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts. There are a couple locations, one in Dickinson, one in League City. Could you maybe tell us, do y'all have a website?
We do. algarza.com.
algarza.com. I think even if you just Googled that, you'd be able to find. It was very easy for us to find on social media, very easy for us to find on Facebook as well.
Yeah, you can actually Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts is tagged at the top of the video. So if you're watching right now, you can actually go back later on and find his link to his Facebook page. Go ahead and like his Facebook page so that you can get all of the updates on upcoming stuff that's taking place, including the breaking news that we broke, and that is that location in Pearland. You can also like KHEA Radio 99.5 FM on Facebook, just so that you can continue to see stories. We've been talking about possibly on Monday morning that you will catch a Facebook live video of us, Gardy and I, out in
Can't
studio.
wait.
Low kick,
It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Your ankle is going to be so bruised.
So on Labor Day, tune in, watch some fun stuff, because that's going to be a fun day for us. We're going to talk about times and stuff after the show, so you guys can get an idea of when that's going to be taking place. Again,
So if you
thank
guys
for-
are listening and want to come, I'm inviting you to come.
What time do y'all open?
Well, Monday we're closed, but we're opening for you.
Oh, wow.
So we will negotiate the time, and
There you go.
and we will let you announce
create
it.
a Facebook event.
Yeah, that's
Good.
fine.
Just have everybody out.
Yeah, we
Let's
can
go.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, my son, he would come. Maybe
What a
I could
wonderful way to
introduce
spend
him.
your Labor Day.
Introduce him to that. This morning I had a conversation with my son, and I was telling him that it's very important for people to wake up early, even if they have nothing to do. I was like, it's just something good to do. You get so much done in the first half of the day. He's like, but I like to sleep. I was waking him up for school, right? He's 5, kindergarten. He's starting kindergarten this year. And so I was trying to, just explain to him in a way that he would understand, hopefully, like, this is why it's important, this why. And he's like, I want to sleep. And I was like, well, maybe on the weekend, tomorrow. But man, yeah, that the the focus. And I say the discipline, but the first thing that comes to mind is like discipline, you know, in trouble. But no, just having self-discipline to say, it's time to get up. I'm going to go brush my teeth. You know, it's just that routine. So
yeah, we can help you with that.
I'll just drop them off.
Well,
I'll get them from school right now.
We receive them like that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're going to take a quick break. If you have any questions, and now is the time to call. And we're going to keep it going on Facebook Live, keep it going on YouTube Live. You can give a call, send a text at 346-704-1806, 346-704-1806, or you can comment on this Facebook live stream or send us a direct message as well. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11.
All right. If you got a question or you want to just say hey to Al Garza from Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts, give us a call, 346-704-1806. Number is 346-704-1806. Our phone lines are open.
You have more than one child?
I have two. I have a daughter who's one. She's 1.5.
Awesome.
And my son is 5.
Great.
Yeah, they're both awesome. And they're both different.
What are the names?
Kellen and River.
Nice.
So River's my daughter. She's 1. And Kellen he goes to the Christian school, which is where I went to school as well. So that's kind of cool because he's like his kindergarten classroom. It was like a junior high classroom back then. But, you know, when he's like, you went to school here too? I was like, yes, I did. You know, and he's just like, I was like, I had a class in that room. And it's kind of surreal to him. Actually, later this afternoon or like at 2:00, they're doing for Labor Day, like what your parents do for work.
Nice.
And so I was going to go over there and talk.
Great.
And that's exciting. It'll be the first time I've ever done anything like that.
I love that name, River. Have you ever seen the video, A River, Not a Pond?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got to see it. You got to show it to him and then just really take some time to seek God through the understanding of it, for the understanding of it. I mean, it's pretty clear, but for a 5-year-old, you'll want to break it down in 5-year-old terms.
Yeah.
It should be simple though. Difference between the thriving river versus the stale pond.
Cool.
Wait, so there's a different training for 5-year-olds?
Yes. So our breakdown in training goes 3 and 4-year-olds are tiny champs.
Tiny champs.
And then our little champs are 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. And then our youth is 8 to 12. And then our teens and adults train together a lot. And then we do some individual things, some separate things for teens occasionally too.
So if you have a family, you can come and kind of train together.
We do entire families. I have quite a few families that test together for black belt. And it's it's such a blessing to see that.
How long does it take to obtain that?
Our
rank?
black belt is approximately 4 years of focused work. And the final year is a very intense year. That's like a boot camp year.
When you say focused, I mean, how many times a week would that?
Starting out at a minimum of 2 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And at the last year, then you take your sleeping bag to the school and live there.
Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. You know?
Are you able, like, let's say that last year, are you able to stretch it out? Like if it takes someone, you know, if you focused for 4 years and someone didn't, you know, their schedule allowed like in 8 years.
It's a very individual thing. I mean, I'm giving you a general, that's a pretty good target. I mean, it's pretty real for those people who are willing to do what it takes to do that. If they, for some reason, cannot, then it could take longer.
I got you.
If their character's not right, if it's a child and their character's not right, it could take them longer because their character helps them make good decisions or bad decisions.
Whenever my son was 3 or 4, we started looking at preschools in the area, and there was another local, you know, martial arts place where they did some kind of karate preschool. And I was telling my wife, I was like, we should try this. Yes. And she's like, I can already imagine the things he'd be doing. And so we didn't even look into it, but it just, I think it was like an after school thing, or I don't know, but they said karate preschool. And I was like, that's the school he should go to, but he didn't, but it was kind of an interesting thought.
Well, I hope you'll come try us out.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah. I'm definitely willing to try.
As I mentioned, I'm going to bless you guys with some training because
thank you.
You know, I like what you're doing. You know, my first exposure to PMA was positive mental attitude, and I had one of my first private students was in 1977. He introduced me to Earl Nightingale. Have you heard of Earl Nightingale?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah,
but
well,
I don't think
he had a program called Lead the Field. And I think that was the time. It was a time before I became born again, and it was a time where I was searching. And I just really always loved when he shared scripture
Mhm.
or points like it. But basically, he says the strangest secret in the world is we become what we think about. And I think God's word really has taught me how to think like he would like me to think. And so you can look at the core scriptures. Many of those have to do with transforming my spirit, my mind during those days. So just knowing that was a beginning that led to that gift that I gave you guys there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Someone said RAD. We can go on after,
After this song, we'll go on.
Okay.
But and this is something we can talk about. They said rad class is great for ladies.
Right. Are you ready to go into
Well,
that?
no, we got 2.5 minutes. We can talk about it now. We can revisit about
Okay.
anything.
Just it stands for rape, aggression, defense.
Okay.
And I have a why I do that.
Mhm.
That's the passion of it, and why we offer that and how we offer it. It's actually Al Garza's self-defense systems now, a lady's self-defense systems. So, but started out as a rad, it's a 12-hour course, offer it quarterly, and it's $75 with a free lifetime repeat.
Wow.
And it's really something that every teen girl and every adult woman should go through.
Mm-hmm.
And any mom that has children that is going to raise a daughter needs to go through it as well. 90% of self-defense is mental.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a lot of what we get across. And then that other 10% is when all the mental doesn't work and you got to get physical, you got to be
Yes.
effective. And we teach them how to do that.
Cool. I do want to ask, and me and Curt were talking about this yesterday. I can't even remember if we were on the show. I think we might have been off, but we didn't know what do you wear whenever you train?
Well, the different programs that we offer have different uniforms.
Okay.
And they represent your commitment level to the training. And but I think the most important one is the beginner's uniform. We call it GI, G-I. It's a gi.
Gi. Okay.
And so the white uniform it stands for purity, for humility, and like that year that you go for black belt, you're only allowed to wear that white uniform. And again, it's just a reminder that everybody started as a white belt. Everybody started knowing nothing, and we got to go back to that, empty our mind, and learn new stuff, and learn it better, and keep practicing.
That's interesting, because we talked. I was like, we knew it had to have a name, because he was like, the thing, and in the pants, and
we call it a gi.
A gi.
Gi. Yes.
Okay, we got 30 seconds.
We also call it a uniform.
Or just the uniform. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't want to. I was like, I didn't want to be disrespectful, because I was like, I know it has a name, and if we're just calling, making up something.
Yeah, we're a little bit more relaxed about that. I mean, the respect is huge, the honor is huge. At the same time, it's one of those things that we can have grace with.
Mm-hmm. You ready?
Ready.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
I want to say good morning to everybody watching on social media, on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live. We stream live every weekday, 8:30 to 11 a.m. right here on KHEA Radio's Facebook page. We have a special guest in studio. We have Grand Master Al Garza from Premier Martial Arts, with a couple locations and a brand new location coming in Pearland really, really soon. So that's a lot going on. So you seem like you're very busy. You have to stay busy running 2 and it about to be 3.
Well, I was telling Curt, God uses me in a lot of ways. And there was a song that I grew up around, and I just finally looked it up this morning. But that song says, the main lyric in it is that if it feels this good being used, use me till you use me up.
Amen.
And so God's using me, and He has been using me for a long time. And I just give Him all the glory, and I just try to seek Him every day to see what He's got in store for us. And lots of dreams.
Yes.
Always working towards them.
You had mentioned that your family also have trained, like all 3 of your kids have, and some of the grandkids are now. Do they help today, run the different locations?
My youngest child is named Cody. It's Master Cody Garza. And he is going to step into my shoes when God takes me to heaven, or when my assignment's over. So he's very much involved
That's
And,
awesome.
Ashley, my daughter, which is my oldest, she was involved a lot as well. All three of them have helped grow the school. So they all have some kind of input in one way or another. But Cody is the one that's the most involved right now. He's full time, and he's our program director at League City, and he's doing a lot of the things that I did to build the business right
Cool.
now.
So I think Cody might have came to Abundant Life Christian School, which is right next door to where we are.
Yeah, we came for a summer program. And,
Yeah.
and he and Lincoln came for most of it. I came for one of the lessons too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My son, he wasn't there. I remember that. Like he
Oh,
wasn't
he
able to
missed
go.
it.
Yeah, he missed
Okay.
it. And I
We'll
really
come
was
back for
excited
him.
to introduce that to him.
Yeah.
You have a question? Someone has a question?
We have a couple of questions here that I just want to get to. I'm sorry we're not able to get to everything. I'm trying to monitor everything that's happening.
Juggling it
There's a
out.
lot. Michelle Coddington asks, I love the self-defense class. Do we know when the next class will be?
I don't have the exact date, but we usually do it right before Christmas, and we want everybody to be sharp in their mental awareness during the Christmas holidays while they're out shopping and whatnot.
Black Friday.
So it's right after Thanksgiving. If somebody knows the exact date that's listening out there, maybe you can put it out there for us.
Sweet. And then the Lone family from the Rocks Premier Martial Arts in Manassas, Virginia, I hope I said that right, said send our hellos and blessings. So they texted us at our station. So
Virginia, huh?
all the way from Virginia.
Very
cool.
Thank you for listening. Again, if you have a question that you want asked right now, our phone lines are open. You can call or text. The number is 346-704-1806. I'll give it to you one more time just in case you need to put it in your phone. That's 346-704-1806. You're listening to 99.5 FM KHEA Radio. You can listen to us anywhere in the world through the TuneIn app or also online at our website, khearadio.com.
Right now it's 9:44. We're talking to Grandmaster Al Garza from Premier Martial Arts. Right now we're doing this thing where we have a giveaway for a skydive video. Have you ever done skydiving in your life?
I would love to do that.
Yeah,
Did you enter to win?
I have not.
there's a place in. Did you see the video?
I did
No,
not.
we gotta show that to you.
I saw you guys talking about it, but I don't think I saw anything.
Yeah.
It's our featured video on our website.
Okay,
We are
I'll take
giving
a look at
away
it.
an entire tandem skydive trip.
Oh,
So
wow.
you can go and skydive, jump out of a perfectly good airplane for free because the people at Skydive Galveston have given us that opportunity. I jumped like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it was a blast. It was literally the best time that I have. It's the only place where every time that you jump, you're guaranteed to land on a beach in the entire United States.
It's pretty neat. I didn't do it, but I got a rush just from watching him, which sounds funny, but like he was down there like yelling like, ah, and then yeah.
Well, I'd like to throw a challenge out there to all my AGMA students. Maybe we can have an event there.
Yeah, that would be
We'll
awesome.
have an outing.
It's a lot of fun. I know they do like some group rates and they'll work with you.
Yeah.
Simon's the owner, but he's a really
Sounds
cool
good.
guy.
Sounds like a good teenage getaway.
It is.
It is, yeah. It is.
I don't know. George Bush did. President George Bush did it once when he was way beyond teenage years.
Oh, there was a gentleman they said that came in for his 90th birthday. He came in for his 91st birthday,
Wow.
and then his 92nd birthday. He's made the call. He's already ready to do it later this year. So that's what we asked. We said, "Is there an age limit?" They said, "No. If they're able to, willing to, healthy enough, then do it." But young enough, I think it's 18, and that's United States. The government
Got to be 18
Has
or
that.
older.
At least 18.
Well, then that'll have to be one of our adult program
Mhm.
events. We can do that. That'd be fun.
Right now it's 9:46. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 a.m. If anybody has a question, please feel free to ask. We're going to try and get those answered. We have about 14 minutes left with Grandmaster Garza. I'm excited to get out there and do some work and learn. Somebody on here was saying, hey, if he's offering training, you need to take it. Pretty much not in this words, but what I took was like, hey, you'd be a fool to say no. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking it.
Praise the Lord.
That'll be fun.
So one of the things that when you're talking about just kind of the physical activity, you got to be also in like physical shape. What kind of exercising or nutrition are you doing with your students to help them stay at the top of the game?
Well, we meet them where they're at, and we start teaching them how to run. At the black belt testing year, they want to be up to be able to run 3 miles comfortably under 30 minutes, and So we start there, but we meet people where they're at and start. We do all the different type of cross training that would be similar to CrossFit and the different versions of stretching and cardio that there is, and strength training. We cross it over with martial arts, so everything has a purpose of getting you physically fit and to make your martial arts skills more effective. So that's a big part of it, physical fitness.
It's awesome. We try to stay fit, and I'll exercise and do some stuff, but there's always more. It's like, oh, it could be better.
Yeah, I think I need to say something real quick before our time gets away from us. Y'all mentioned something about the RAD program. Technically, it's not called RAD anymore because I don't do it under the RAD curriculum anymore in affiliation. I do it under the Al Garza's self-defense systems, and it's just really a combination of what we did from RAD, Krav Maga, and all the years of self-defense training that I've done. But there's three kinds of people in this world, and our students start learning this right away. And there are sheep, and sheep are those kind of people that when we're sheep, really we're harmless. We only injure someone by accident.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also wolves who prey on the sheep, and they are dangerous to the sheep. And then there are sheepdog who protect the sheep against the wolves. And we have a saying, and it's a ministry moment every time I say this, and I offer the ministry, is I say, we are sheepdog in training. Emphasis on in training, because we can't be effective if we're not training. We always need to be training all five of our swords: mental, physical, spiritual, social, emotional. We are sheepdog in training, and we are never wolves. And that's my ministry moment, is if there's anything that you haven't dealt with in your past that's causing you to be angry or to turn into a wolf, then you need help. And I also have a title besides the martial arts titles that you would think about if you're looking at a fighter or something. The title that I honor and love is the title as I'm an ordained minister as well. And so I offer that every time I say that to my students, is we are sheepdog in training, never wolves. And if you have something that's causing you, or you're taking some substance that's causing you to be a wolf, then get help. And I'm there to help you.
So somebody on our live stream did say, Kim Walker said the next Ladies Self-Defense Workshop is scheduled for November 27th and 29th and December 4th and 6th from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock each evening.
That's my wife,
Woo,
Kim Walker Garza. Hey, baby.
Jake Williams also says, I'm a police officer and law enforcement instructor, and I highly recommend training with Grandmaster Al Garza to all of my League City or LE brothers and sisters.
That's awesome.
Hey,
You have a lot of support.
That's one of my students and friends. He's one of my big friends. He's 6'4", 250 pounds, and not much fat on him at all. He's lean. And I'm training him for a kickboxing bout that's going to be in the cage in College Station on October 13th.
So that's some specialized training, like if someone's training for things
for
like
someone
that?
that wants to do that.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, we offer that as well.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I've had some friends who do like some MMA, and there's one guy like Mai Tai, or whatever they call it. But there's a bunch of different, I guess like
styles.
Yeah, styles.
Yeah.
So what exactly do you teach? Is it a combination, or is there one? Does it have a name?
My journey has evolved based on what God's been doing with me in my life. When I started at 16, I just wanted to be in competition. I had cousins, and I'll give a shout out to my cousins, the Benavides family. They were going to competition first, and I was going and watching. And so as soon as I was able to join, I joined. And 2 weeks after my first class, I went to my first martial arts class. Got beat up pretty bad, but I just kept going. And so when you think about evolving, I started in Taekwondo, which was a kicking mostly, but the art that I started with, my instructor was a boxer first, so it was kickboxing a lot. He became a kickboxing world champion. I became a professional kickboxer, and so that balanced. And then I got invited to teach the police academy at College of the Mainland, and that led me to look for arts that would them teach self-defense tactics and control and restraint techniques and things like that. So that led me to arts such as the Filipino arts, Japanese jiu-jitsu at that time, also in modern arnis, Kali, Eskrima, the different arts that are Filipino, and they're arts that they're really interesting because at face value you think one thing, but there's more depth into them that really lead to what I was looking for. And so at this point, I'm a 8th degree black belt in the American Taekwondo system that I train in. I'm a 4th degree black belt in the modern Arnis system. I'm a 2nd degree black belt in both Krav Maga and in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And I study a lot of the other arts. I'm certified as instructors in the other arts. And, all that to say that through evolution, it just gives me the perspective of all of it and gives me the dreams of providing the best school that I can provide for my community.
When
Schools.
When you said MMA, I had flashbacks. I started to have flashbacks.
Yeah.
We had an MMA fighter in here, and he had just won a belt in Las Vegas. And we said, hey, demonstrate a move on us. He's like, oh, we'll do the rear naked chokehold.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, sure. Like, so I sat down in that chair that you're sitting in right now. And he's like, yeah, sit down, and this is how you put your hands here. You put your hands there. And then the next thing I know, I'm like shaking because he actually knocked me out. And I was like, oh,
He woke up.
I woke up. I'm like, wait, was I shaking for real? It was
thought
funny.
he was joking. But yeah, it was a little dangerous, but I'm glad everything was okay. But that was a little scary moment, but that happened. We are talking to Al Garza. We have a couple minutes left. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Maybe the locations again, anything else at all?
Well, if you're looking for a place to plug into a community that's going to challenge you, since I've been involved in martial arts, I've never been without a goal that is going to impact the community and impact the world. God's opened the door for me to be a grandmaster of an organization in Germany, and I get to go there and preach the gospel and train them and test them throughout the United States. He gave me the position of chief instructor for Premier International. That's 90-something schools around the United States, England, and Canada. And I just want to give a shout out to all my Premier Martial Arts family worldwide, to my Bach family in Germany, and to my local AGMA family and those who have left this area. For whatever reason, we sometimes come apart. Sometimes it's because of life, or sometimes it's because of whatever. I just know that I want you to know that my school and my door is always open for you to return. And we have some goals, and we know that you have goals. And we really focus a lot on keeping it positive, but at the same time making it real, balancing it out from safety to realism. And we are sheepdog in training, never wolves. Remember that, guys.
Quickly, really fast, do you know how many students you have trained over the course of, you said 42 years?
Well, I know that I've produced right around 800 by now, 800 black belts.
Wow.
And many of those are still actively doing major things in the world. And I'm very, very blessed to get to speak into people's lives. It's so important that we are speaking life into people and not just being critics. One of the things I tell my students is, hey, if you call me religious, I'll sidekick you. I am in a relationship with
Yes.
Jesus Christ, and I am a man of relationships. That relationship leads for me to be delighted to hear his commands and live the commands that he calls us to. But I am not a religious person. In the name of Jesus.
Thank you
It's a
so much
relationship.
for joining us today. Man, this has been awesome. We'll have to do this again.
Yeah, I'd like to bring my son Cody out here and let y'all meet him and let us talk to you a little bit about what he's doing too.
Cool. Would love it. We'll be in contact for sure. And we'll see about Monday and let you know for sure as well. Thank you for joining us. This has been
welcome.
awesome.
Amen.
So stay tuned. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We're going to be talking to Arnold from Pit Stop.
Arnold Garza. It's that's what I got confused
Yeah,
earlier when I was
we're
like,
one
I
family.
was like, oh my God. But we're going to have food and fun here in a little bit. I just saw, I think he has
there's
food out there.
Yeah,
There's brisket. Have you ever been to the Texas Pit Stop barbecue?
I have not, but
Oh.
I mean, with the name Garza, it can't be bad.
No, it's so good. And so I think I saw he had treats for us.
Yeah,
You have to take a bite of it. It's good brisket.
he has a spot in Galveston and one in Lamarck that
Wow.
we're big fans of. So
Cool.
this is
Check him
KHEA
out
Radio. Yep. Coming up next, Sanctus Real, Forgiven right here on KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. Stay tuned. We're going to keep the fun going. Thank you so much to Premier Martial Arts, Al Garza, Grand Master Al Garza, for coming in, hanging out with us. We're going to be doing some training with him,
You guys.
learning a little bit of, I think, everything.
Monday.
Woo! Stay tuned. It's 99.5 FM.
So we're gonna switch.
Sweet.
We're gonna
Sweet.
switch the Garzas out, and we're gonna bring in some food,
We're going to see.
and we're gonna have some fun. So stay tuned. Make sure that you keep listening because Texas
Thank
Pit
you.
Stop Barbecue is
Nice meeting you
amazing.
guys.
Thank you.
So what do y'all think?
A message?
What do y'all think?
All right, fine. If you need to call me,
Will Curt, would Curt be able to take me? Could Curt take me? That's what I want to know. Could Curt take me? I don't think so. I'm betting on myself. But man, that was awesome. I'd love to go check this out. I like that all the stuff that the curriculum incorporates, especially the 7 habits of highly effective people. So I'm going to read through these, and there's a bonus A. He said, be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. First things first. Think win-win. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. Synergize. Sharpen your saw. And then the bonus 8th one is find your voice to inspire others to find theirs. How cool is that?
The Garzas are talking. I think that's kind of cool because
Yes.
they have the same last name. But there looks like there's food. If you have never been to the Texas Pit Stop Barbecue in Lamarck,
Go check them
they
out.
are a partner of KHEA Radio, and they have some of the best brisket and best food that I've ever had in my life. And they have what's called the Casper sandwich. It is a moist brisket sandwich with mac and cheese on it, and it's delicious. So
Throw
they're
some
located in
jalapenos.
Lamarck
Throw some pickles on there.
on exit 10.
It's a little spicy barbecue sauce.
Ooh, spicy barbecue sauce.
Man, we should have got a picture. I don't know how we can get a picture.
Well, Monday we can get one.
Okay.
We'll get one with him on Monday.
Arnold,
Hey, what's going
Hey!
what's up?
You brought treats?
on? Yeah, it's not a barbecue this time though.
What we got?
We got the pork skins.
Ooh, let's
and
go.
The fried bones.
All right.
Red ones and dry.
That,
Oh,
that
let's
sounds.
get it out.
I want to try the pork skins. I'm about it.
Look at these.
So, what
Oh,
have you?
they smell delicious.
That's what I'm trying. I'm a huge fan of pork skins. On a road trip, popping
Are these
pork
freshly?
skins.
Yeah.
So that y'all make these y'all right there at the
Oh
restaurant.
my gosh, look at that.
Put-
And here,
The ones on top, I believe, are the wet ones, and the dry ones are on the bottom.
so what are these again?
We call them bones,
Greg, you're right.
and they're actually
You said need some hot
riblet,
sauce.
And we fry these.
I got some.
Oh look, hot sauce.
Oh, what? Look at this. Okay, look at that. Look at that.
That's
You
just-
guys can't see. It's literally delicious food from Texas Pit Stop Barbecue. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
smell it. Smell that, Gardy.
Oh, I could smell it when you opened it, pulled it out.
I'm gonna set all the food next to you so you eat it all.
well,
Oh, and then this
we
one-
have
these
enough to
are-
share.
They're the same thing. Those are just dry.
These are dry
We call them bones.
bones.
And so a riblet that we fry.
Okay, and
I
this
know
is
they're
this is
just
hot
pork.
sauce.
Show how good these look.
Yeah, that's some good
That's
old.
excellent football food.
Football's back. Kurt with the
starts. Oh, more dry bones.
dry
Oh my
bones.
gosh.
Do y'all mind if I eat in front of you?
That's good driving food too.
Oh man, yeah, you can eat that while you drive.
Yeah.
It helps me stay awake. Like on a road trip, you got your snacks.
Yeah.
It tastes good, and then it just has that crunch, and it keeps you going, keeps you alert. Oh man, thank you so much. Can y'all see? I got this big bag right here. If anybody wants to come and grab one.
We have another bag. We got 2 bags.
Have you ever had those, Kurt?
No, I'm gonna steal one of yours because I want to save my bag for later. So, can you tell me what these are?
They're well, of course, they come off a pig. This the outside the skin
Mm-hmm.
from the skin that's got just like the pork belly, but they cut it thinner, and then like these, they actually dehydrate these And when we get them in like a little chip, and then we throw them in the fryer, and they get like
Puff up.
1,000 times bigger.
Wow.
How do you? There's a bone in here, right? So you just eat around the bone.
Yeah, around that one. Yeah, you eat around it.
Yeah. That's why we call them bones.
Bones. Did you see that skydiving video that we did?
I just did. That's,
Have you ever done skydiving?
no, I mean, I'm not very good at heights. So,
Yeah.
I don't. As much as I would love to try to do it, but I don't believe I could.
Man.
They couldn't. I don't think they could push me out of the plane.
So Simon, he's the owner of Skydive Galveston. His wife, Tammy, they're both awesome. She said, I believe it was her, that most people that are up in the airplane, if you think about it, you don't have a fear of heights. You have a fear of an edge. So like, you're fine. You can be high up somewhere, but you can't, but once you get close to the edge, and it's like, okay, this is where I'm at. So they have found that whenever people get in the airplane, they're okay flying. But then when you get, you're at the edge, but then it's only a split second. And then also the other thing they said is that they can pull the cord earlier, and then it's more free fall. So, not free fall, the floating, like with the parachute. And that's pretty, how was that compared to the free fall?
The parachute was the best part.
Yeah, just being able to like take it all in and just kind of, you can control it too. So he was going left and right and going all over the place. But I didn't do it for several reasons.
Somebody said on our stream that we are definitely going to need that Monday workout after this next segment. For sure.
Yes. Yeah. So we've never done any kind of martial arts or anything, so I think we may go over there and try some, I don't know, something, learn something.
I put my son in a year when, of course, he was little, and I probably pushed him too hard, and I think he got burned out on it, and he didn't last very long.
Oh, yeah.
You trained there?
Huh?
You trained there?
Just
at the Dickens?
No,
at another location,
I think
different
it might have
spot?
been another location. I don't think it was. I'm known him for a long time. Well, I'm known of him.
Yeah.
But,
well, he said he's been doing it for 42 years.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. So
we
got
actually for a while there, some people thought that because we lived in Dickinson, and I was doing the sports stuff with my kids, and some of my high school friends thought that was me that was doing the Al Garza school, and hey, how's the karate school going? I said, that ain't me.
Yeah, because I had to look. I said your name earlier.
He was like, wait.
I was like, Arnold.
Al. Like, what happened here?
I was like, wait, did I mess this up somehow?
Well,
I had to go back and look.
When I seen it this morning on Facebook, I said, Al Garza says, oh man, they butchered my name.
You're like, oh man, they messed up. No, I had to do a double take earlier when I said it. I was like,
he was
Arnold.
saying it and stopped, and I was like, I think that's right, but you want to double check and make sure you're not like your mind slipping. And we love having, if we can squeeze people in and stuff, and we're glad we're able to get you in and come out today. So when's the next cook-off coming up?
Next weekend in Pearland.
Which one is it? What's the name of that one?
It's I forget what the cost is. It's at Billy's Hall.
Billy's Hall
in Pearland.
Cool.
It's I think it's for the it has something to do with like the fireman and the policeman. The benefits go to one of their causes or
awesome.
First responders. I think.
Mm-hmm. So what all you think you're cooking? Do you remember the categories for that one?
They're actually going to do beans in this one.
Bring in the beans.
Yeah,
Third place beans. My buddies.
They're going to have a chef's choice as an open category. I'm actually having a friend of mine coming out to help us out do the open, and then we're going to have the chicken, ribs, and brisket.
When it's an open like that, is that something that's like, hey, we're going to keep a secret? Or is that something you would say?
No, I mean, it's not a secret. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do. We talked about it. I know one was a chicken breast stuffed. I forget what he was stuffed with, but I think what we're going to do is it was a shrimp, some type of bacon wrapped shrimp.
I have to say, we went to the pit stop maybe like 2 days ago. Yeah, we went 2 days ago.
Tuesday.
And
Yep.
I've never gotten the smoked chicken because I always just get the brisket because it's so good. And that's something I would encourage somebody to venture, like to try something different that you don't normally get. So I always get brisket ribs, sometimes sausage. And then I got the smoked chicken, and then I got, sides. I got some veggies. First of all, I first took a bite of the vegetables, and the vegetables were so good I finished it all. Here, we got 10 seconds. We're going to go ahead and go on. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We had a fun time with Grandmaster Al Garza in studio from Premier Martial Arts. That was pretty cool, huh?
It was awesome. I'm glad he was able to stop in, but I was even more excited when Arnold walked through the door and I saw the bags. My mind immediately went to, oh my gosh, he brought food again. And we love food and we love eating food. And it's really awesome. He got some pork chips here. We got some bones.
The pork rinds.
Some dry bones. We got some wet bones.
Pork skins.
Oh, man.
That's my go-to. Arnold, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great.
Thank you for making time and coming, hanging out. And thank you for bringing, you don't have to do that every time, but we appreciate it.
Oh, that's right. I like doing that.
And we are going to eat it all, if you are wondering. So we're talking to Arnold. He is the owner of the Texas Pit Stop in Lamarck and the Texas Pit Stop in Galveston. We stopped at the Texas Pit Stop in Galveston the other day.
We did, and I had a modified Casper sandwich. I didn't have the full-on Casper sandwich because we just came off a 21-day detox. I figured going right into the Casper would be really tough. So I actually did the chicken with mac and cheese sandwich, and it was delicious.
My favorite part is they made sure, I think they called and asked, said, hey, can we do this? Just to make sure, this guy, he's kind of nuts. He keeps saying that that's his sandwich. It's named after him. I can have turkey and chicken on this if I want. It's named after me. And they were like, whoa, sir. And I was like, Curt, settle down. They made a call, and they're like, yeah, it's cool.
It's cool.
Did you notice that?
I did. He was like, can we do it? And
Are we allowed?
Are we allowed to change the Casper?
Yeah. But yeah, he almost caused a scene, but it was awesome. And then at the Galveston location, I stopped and got a salad whenever we were on our cleanse. That's whenever Curt did the skydive. I literally went and got a salad. I was so hungry, and I started seeing things, and I was like, I need to stop. And I was like, there's the pit stop. I pulled right in there. They were awesome and took care of us. It's really nice in there too. It's the same great barbecue and everything, but it has a different vibe. And it's just something different. I don't know. Curt said, it was like, man, this has a different vibe. It has the mirrors up and the tables, but it was packed. People were enjoying the barbecue and having a good time for lunch.
The best part, Arnold, was when we were leaving, as we were walking out from the one in Galveston, someone goes, can you tell me what the Casper is? And I just turned around and I smiled. I'm like, yeah, that's my sandwich.
I'm surprised you didn't run over there and be like, oh, yes, I can, sir. Yes, I can. So Arnold, you're always busy. Not only are you running the restaurants, you also participate and win these cook-offs and competitions that go on, every year. And so what's the next one that's coming up?
Next weekend in Pearland at Billy's Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be doing, of course, your regular chicken ribs and brisket. But this one, they've added beans. It's actually pinto beans. And then they'll have a chef's choice. You cook whatever you want.
It's awesome.
What's going to be your chef's choice?
Well, we're still trying to decide. We don't know if we want to go seafood or go with beef.
I'm going to tell you right now, Curt, before this show is over, he's going to be trying to weasel his way to get the Casper to be the chef's choice. Don't do it. Go with your heart. Go with your gut.
But, out of everything that you have, the best item is the Casper. So why wouldn't you feature your best thing?
That makes sense, I guess.
We have gotten quite a few orders on the Casper. I was really throwing back a little bit at how many people are coming in here and ordering the Casper.
Maybe
I have to ask you though, have you had it yet?
Actually, I hadn't been able to bring myself to have it yet. I'm not a big mac and cheese fan, so
yeah, I understand that. I understand it's not for everyone, but it is a good option if you do like mac and cheese. Man, why not? It's pretty nice. What was I going to say? I was going to say, I can't remember. I went blank.
Man.
Did
it have to do with the cook-off because he's having the cook-off? the last cook-off they did, they were at the Hitchcock cook-off.
The good old days.
The good old days. And that one didn't go. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think you
we
got beat.
didn't. Of course, we didn't do as good as we'd like to. Of course, there was like 88 teams there, and we ended up getting a fifth and a 14th place in the pulled pork, and that was kind of neat because usually we don't do very good in the pulled pork and the cook-offs, and then we ended up 16th in the brisket.
I remembered what I was gonna say. So here's the deal. What we need is a list of like all the cook-offs. We've weaseled our way into being judges for these competitions, and whenever there's an open and the Casper comes by, we're like, oh, okay, oh yeah, boop, and don't even worry about it. We just need a list of where you're going to be, and we have a weird way of getting our way into situations that we're not qualified for. Thus, we're on the air, KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We're on every weekday, 8:30 to 11. We have a new start time, and it's been fun. It's been a blast. Right now, we're talking to Arnold, the owner of the Texas Pit Stop. There's a location in Lamarck. There's a location in Galveston. We recently did a giveaway, and Curt got a sandwich named after him somehow, and it's delicious. So I was a little upset at first, a little salty, but now I'm okay with it. We're going to take a look at the weather. We'll be right back talking to Arnold, the owner of the Texas Pit Stop. This is the KHEA Radio Kickstart Weather Center, brought to you by the Texas Pit Stop with Curtsy, probably full of corn, probably full of pork rinds. Casper.
Oh, actually, I'm eating it right now.
Yeah.
82 degrees right now in Lamarck, Texas. 88 is going to be the high today. It is going to be partly cloudy throughout the day. 7:41 is your sunset. Your sunrise tomorrow morning is at 6:56. There's a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. 87 in Houston and 83 in Galveston. And that's a look at your weather for the next couple of days.
Man, these things are pretty good.
I can hear it in the mic. Like my ears are like, oh, that's so good.
Just a little crunchy.
Just a little crunchy. It's delicious.
That's awesome. We got these pork skins. Arnold brought us gifts. What do we have here? I don't want to butcher the names. So we have a couple items you brought in. Last time you brought in some meat, and it was awesome. We invited everyone in. They were like, hey, we need help eating this. But you brought another gift today.
Yeah, those are the pork skins, and we fry them up fresh to order every day. And then we also got what we call the bones, and the bones are actually pork riblets, and we cut them up to little cubes, and we fry them up and put our famous Texas Pit Stop seasoning on it, and then we put a little hot. You can either get it wet or dry. Now we get them wet, you dip them in a hot sauce.
So, you have your own seasoning, and I've seen it in there, but I've thought, like, isn't that giving away the secret? Because that's your own stuff that you make, and then people are going to be, using it for the cook-off competitions themselves. Are you ever concerned about that? Because that's the secret sauce, is it? Or is there something else, too, that you keep?
No, that is our seasoning. That is the season that I use at our cook-offs. I've had people buy it and didn't have as much luck as I did, but you also got to know how to cook, smoke the meat. True. And percent and all that. It's not just a matter, it's going to taste great, but when it comes to competition, there's more to it than just tasting great.
What about your son? Because he'll do cook-off teams. Does he use that, or does he use something else?
They use that also, and they try to do their own thing. They use that, and then they'll maybe add something to it or do something a little different. We got a 5th place in the pulled pork, but his team got 1st place in the pulled pork, and they got, I think, like a 4th in ribs.
At that point, I think you need to be like, son, let me just take that. Let me see the trophy and bank and hit off a portion of it and be like, that's for the seasoning. That's the Texas Pit. That's Arnold. That is Arnold's secret stuff. It's going in my pocket. Yeah.
Well, as much as it does hurt a little bit when they beat me, but at the same time, I'm just as proud.
That's true.
That I guess they were paying attention when they were little.
Yeah, passing it on to the next generation, keeping the love of smoking and grilling and cooking. I saw that on social media. Y'all shared something the other day about cleaning your pit or your grill the correct way. And I have to say, I haven't grilled in this year, and that's exactly why. Do you have any secrets to that? Is there a right way to do it? Because I'm bad at it, and I was thinking, man, Labor Day is coming up. It'd be nice if I could grill, but I have a dirty grill.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really sure if there's actually a right way. There's a lot of different ways, and sometimes, getting it too clean, it's not good either. So, you want to leave some of that seasoning in it from the time before. So, best thing is like right after you cook, get your wire brush and just kind of brush off the grates and stuff, and maybe hit it with a little bit of water or something like that. But you don't want to do too well of a cleaning.
Yeah, I got you. Let it build up, and that's I guess that flavor, because there's a bunch of different information out there, and I don't really know. And so they even sold a tool. I think my mother-in-law bought it for me, where you kind of use this thing and it does water, and I was like, that might work. I mean, maybe I can do. I need to use it. Need to do something,
because it is important to leave that seasoning though. You don't want to take away. Like I had somebody who's like, I haven't cleaned my grill in 7 years.
Yeah, yeah. It's because you do want to leave a little bit of oil on it, so it don't rust. So like I said, you don't want to go in there with I don't know, something that's going to just take all the oil out, because then your pit's going to rust.
Well, there's like the steel pan or something. There's something that you cook with, and you have to like leave certain seasoning on it and season the pan before you use it every time and oil it. And I guess it's almost like the same thing like with the pit, pretty much.
Yeah, correct. The same way as like your you got your cast iron skillets and stuff that you season up. Your pit's basically the same thing. If you can keep it oiled up all the time. You can, I use Pam a lot. I'll try to spray in there every time I'm going to cook, and then afterwards, after I give it a little scrub down, it's better if you do it while it's hot. Spray it on there, and then let it sit for the.
I mean, that makes sense. You can literally just spray Pam like on the grill. Yeah, on the grill. What are you going to be doing for Labor Day? Is the pit stop going to be open, or are y'all going to be closed?
Oh, for sure. We'll be open our regular hours. To me, Labor Day, it's like to say Labor Day, so you shouldn't be doing any labor. You shouldn't be cooking. Come to pit stop, get your food, and then just put it on your pit before your guests get there, and act like you cooked it. And just get your little towel, like you're wiping off the sweat.
Yeah,
like you've been laboring all day, and you'll have awesome
all night,
food, and they won't know the difference.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you smoke a brisket, you smoke some ribs, you smoke some meat. It takes a long time. Like, I mean, it's not 10, 12, 8 hours. I mean, it depends on how big the meat is, I suppose. Right. But yeah, people will think that you were up all night, checking the thermometer. Yeah. Man, I like that.
You better get it from pit stop and spend a little bit more time with your family.
That makes sense. Is it an option if somebody wanted to buy like a whole brisket? Is that something they can order, like a whole piece of meat?
Yeah, you can get a whole brisket. We prefer a day's notice, but it doesn't have to be. Of course, if you give us a day's notice, you'll have it for sure. But if you just walk in, it's going to be, if we have it or not.
Yeah, it depends. That's cool. Right now it's 10:20.
You can get the whole slab of ribs and whole chickens. So like I say, you can buy the whole slab, throw in your pit, and nobody will know any difference.
When can you actually pick these up? Because are you guys open on Monday?
Yes.
So you can come on Monday morning and get that?
Yes, sir.
Ooh,
if you go early Monday morning, and then by Monday lunchtime, you have your pit, make sure you have to turn it on. I feel like that's going to be the first giveaway. If it's like not even on, you just kind of open it up, because I'm going to look. I'm going to see if there's like a flame or some kind of wood burning, charcoal, something burning.
When we come over to your house for Labor Day.
Well, that's what I was talking about. I gotta clean the surface, at least to put the clean meat from the pit stop on there.
I'm staying up all night. I'm going to stay up all night, do my own. Bring it.
I feel like I'd have to be up all night to clean it because it's so dirty. At this point, I'm less like, I just need to throw it away and buy a new one. I don't know. We'll see. So whenever somebody orders chicken, like I did the other day, I ordered smoked chicken, and I didn't know how it would come, but y'all do whole chickens there. Right. Is that considered like a quarter chicken or half chicken? It looks like they just like, boop, cut it in half. And so I had a whole side of meat.
Yeah. If you get a one meat, or if you get a chicken plate, usually it's a half a chicken.
Yeah, it was a half a chicken. It was a lot of food. I think I almost finished it all, but I was trying hard, but it was so good. And then I got double veggies, and Curt got his modified Casper sandwich.
with some veggies on the side.
With veggies on the side. Did you eat the veggies though?
No, I was just eating the Casper. The veggies just sat there.
They were just there for the picture. We took a picture and we shared it out. If you haven't seen that video, we did do a live there. I think it was on Wednesday, just hanging out at the Texas Pit Stop. We are talking to Arnold, who is the owner of the Texas Pit Stop. They got a location right off of I-45. It's about less than 5 minutes from our studio here. And there's a location in Galveston, maybe like 30 minutes.
And we've been to both now. And it's awesome because Texas Pit Stop is a proud partner with KHEA Radio. So you're going to start hearing tomorrow morning, you're going to start hearing their spot on our radio throughout the day, all day. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful spot. I'm tearing up thinking about it.
Just the food.
All right. It's 10:22. We're going to take a quick break. Keep watching if you're on Facebook Live because we're going to keep the fun going. If you're not on our Facebook Live, you're missing out on most of the fun. So make sure you hop on Facebook, search KHEA Radio, give it a like, and you can tune in what we have going on right now.
Yeah, and our phone lines are open. So give us a call, 346-704-1806. It's 346-704-1806. And ask a question for Al and Arnold. We're here. They're Garzas.
Yes, coming up next is Elevation Forever I Run right here on 99.5 FM and KHEARadio.com. This is Kickstart. We're on every weekday, 8:30 to 11 a.m. I think we're even going to make an appearance on Monday, which is Labor Day. Stay tuned. Talking to Arnold from the Texas Pit Stop.
See, it's those names again. The last name has messed with me a little bit too much today.
Well,
my mind's a little like blown by this, and it's really bothering me.
Well, I could
You got
see.
too many Garzas.
Too many Garzas around.
Hey,
I got Garcia. I got Garza. Gardy. Are these would these be on our diet? Like if we were doing these during the 21-day challenge? They're fried. Nah, man. Good thing we're done with our diet.
Yeah. But these are like people who do a keto diet. They eat these. You can eat pork rinds. It's like keto approved or something.
Why is that? Do you know? Would you know that, Arnold?
no. I know that there's quite a few diets that you're allowed to have the pork skins, but I don't know why or what the difference is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, first of all, so in like that diet, it's meat, so it's not a carb, and so you're like limiting your carbs and you're limiting your sugars, and so I'm sure if there is, maybe seasoning. Is there any sugar in the seasoning?
No.
Yeah, so there's no sugar, and then the only thing is like the oil from it being fried and stuff. But it's good, man. I've eaten pork rinds since I can remember. My mom is a big fan of pork rinds, and that's why I started eating them. In fact, whenever we get done, because my mom works at the school, right? I'm gonna take her some of these, and she's gonna be very, very pleased.
Oh,
see
yeah.
me walking in.
So these are what they taste like?
You'll be her favorite child for the weekend.
I saw my sister watching earlier for a second. Oops, but it's true. Delicia.
It's the one weekend ever.
My sister likes. She loves the pit too. She'll get the chicken fried steak, which I still haven't had, and so she's funny. Like, and I am this way too. But my dad and my sister, I guess my family, they're big on. You want your food like hot, like when it's dinner time, like, hey, go ahead and eat. You make your plate, go ahead and eat, like we'll pray for it and do everything, but we don't want anybody, once you take it off the stove, like at home. And so one time, and hopefully my dad's not watching, but she had ordered a chicken fried steak, which she loves a chicken fried steak from the pit stop. And she picked it up, and then she actually bought the house right across the street from my parents' house. So they're their neighbors. And so my dad came outside and was talking to her, and she was holding the thing in her hand. And like she said, the whole time she's thinking in her head, like, I know this is so good. I want to eat it warm. I want to eat it now. Like, I'm hungry. I want to eat this right now. I'm eating my chicken fried steak. I'm treating myself. And then he was talking, but she was like, well, like I'll talk to him all the time, but just like she didn't want to be rude.
Yeah.
And so that's what she was thinking. But if y'all are watching, you tagged my dad. Did you really tag my dad?
No, it's not tagged. I just put Jerry Garcia.
And my wife's watching, said so funny and true. We are. So my wife's family, they'll put the food like at the table. Everybody serves themselves. Everybody waits till you're around, then you bless the food. And is everybody, it was a little bit different than, we're just like, yeah, go ahead and eat. Where are you eating? Eat there, eat there. So it just depends what you've been brought up in. But when I was younger, we used to do more of sit at the table.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You tagged my dad.
Well, you're talking about the chicken fried steak. I think we're going to add some stuff to our menu for the winter items, and one of them is going to be a brisket chili that I've that's something that I make, and I'll do it whenever there's a chili competition. I've won. That's one of my proudest moments, is winning first place at a cook-off in in the chili category, because I've been trying for years, and finally I come up with a good recipe, and I finally got that first place.
That's cool.
A win. So we're gonna add that to our menu, and then also smoked chicken pot pie will be added to the menu.
Man.
And we're thinking about what we used to do, a fried pork chop with the bone in, and it was to me it was awesome. I mean, I liked it better than the chicken fried steak, but it just wasn't moving at the time.
Smoked chicken pot pie.
You know, it's hard to come into a barbecue restaurant and get something other than barbecue, especially when you're thinking about a fried pork chop. But man, that fried pork chop was awesome.
We could potentially feature some of those items where we could show, like, you already know about the barbecue, show the barbecue, and then if you want to do that pot pie or the chili, we can do something like that. That'd be cool to let people know.
That's gonna be great.
We maybe even can call it like the Gardy. I just came up with that. I don't know. It just has a ring.
Gardy chicken pot pie.
Gardy chicken pot pie.
You would have something associated with chicken, because when we challenge each other on Monday, you're going to be running around like a chicken.
Maybe so. We're doing some martial art. But yeah, I got Gardy chicken pot pie. It has a ring to it. There's just something like full of love. There's something full of love and like peace, and it makes you feel good. If you're sick, like if you have the sniffles and you eat Gardy chicken pot pie.
Can you tell that he's still hurt that he didn't get a sandwich named after him? Just a little bit.
It's sounding that way.
He's like, oh, every day he's like, why do you have a sandwich named after you? And I have nothing. I have nothing.
Nothing. So like you take the bite and a single tear runs down your face, and there's a flashback. It's like the movie Ratatouille. You're reminded of like your mom's home cooking and all this stuff. Like, Gardy's chicken pot pie. I'm still selling it. Tell me when to stop.
It's over. It was done when you first said it. It didn't work this time. Man. I do like the Gardy chicken though. Not the pot pie piece. Gardy chicken.
But why are you putting like a Gardy's chicken? Do you like a Gardy?
No, Gardy chicken.
Gardy chicken.
And then like you could like do a little like insert little thing and it said is
Gardy is chicken. Oh, like a little thing.
This is a.
It'd be like a graphic Gardy chicken. Boom, and then like a little arrow comes up. See, I'm not that big a fan, but I take it. But
especially after on Monday.
It's a name. I'll take it.
Especially after Monday.
Oh, after Monday, Kurt's calling me out.
I am. I'm here to eat my Brussels sprouts and take out Gardy, and I've already done the first.
Check it out.
How do you not like just eat all day? Because your food, like I have a hard time. When Gardy showed me the Texas pit stop, I have a hard time not driving over there every day.
Yeah, well, you kind of sample stuff all day long, so you're not hardly ever like hungry to sit down and eat, because
that makes sense. Snacking all day, a little bit all day. That makes sense. That's what my kids do. Like when they're at my mom's house, my mom's like, "Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry?" Like all the time. And so literally they're never hungry because they take a bite like every 10 seconds that she asks.
That's what I do with like the spoons when my mom makes cookie dough. I'll just eat the spoons, and then she's like, "Oh, there's nothing to put in the oven because you ate all the cookie dough." I'm like, "Oh, sorry, Mom."
We'll have to take your mom to the pit stop whenever she comes down.
Yeah, my mom's coming.
He's from Nebraska, right? And he hasn't seen his mom in 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And so for his birthday, he's turning the big 3 zeros, which he's really pumped about. So I think we're going to try and fly her down for September 21st, right?
Yep.
So that'll be really cool.
We'll have to show. She's going to be so proud because there's
the Casper.
Yeah. Named after it. My son has amounted to something.
I feel like we can say it's named after your mom instead. She's a sweet lady.
Be like, "Mom, we made something for you."
Yeah. Like Pastor Hallam has the street named after him, Hallam Road right here. But Kurt, you got the Casper. And you can't eat the street. Just saying, you can't eat the road, you can't eat the sign, but you can eat the Casper sandwich.
That's awesome.
Pickles, jalapenos, man.
So what are you cooking for Labor Day?
Actually, I don't know yet. So we getting ready for this cook-off next weekend. So I may throw on some ribs and maybe a chicken, just do a little practice run.
Cool. So you, like you say practice run, but I was thinking that because you have to literally practice, like as if you want to try something different. If you want to like change it up or keep it the same, you know, make sure it's just right. So how often do you like practice on? Because for the cook-off, you have to cook on. You can't cook it at the restaurant and bring. You got to cook it on site in a pit, right?
Correct.
So how often would you like practice runs?
Actually, this is really the first time, or since I've been doing that, I've ever really done any practicing. And,
Well, that's cool.
and the main reason is I got a new pit, and I got it here I guess a couple weeks ago, and so I've been trying to. Well, I had to season it and
Break it in,
and kind of get to know it. So that's the main reason I've been doing a few practice run on it.
So if you had the same pit, like same brand, same make, made at the same place, sitting side by side, when you say get to know it, I mean, they could potentially cook differently.
Oh yeah, I said almost every pit's different. I guess years ago, because I've only really had like probably 3 different pits the whole time I've been cooking, and I went from each time it got bigger. This was actually the first time that I've gotten a pit that I got a lot smaller, and so each pit was different. And when I guess the first time that I went to a big pit, I was trying to operate it like I did my small one, and I was trying to keep it at a certain temperature, and it was fighting me, like it didn't want to stay there. And then finally, I just kind of stepped back and said, all right, you let me know where you want to be at.
Yeah.
And then I'll adjust my cooking time to where you want to be at. And then that's what worked for me.
That makes sense.
I had to adjust my time.
Very cool. So we got 1 minute and 3 seconds. We'll go back on the FM over there. Keep talking about everything.
When we go on, I have a shout out.
For me?
No, not for you. Somebody's actually listening while they're getting their nails done. They showed up in the shop. It has
Alvin?
I don't know where it is.
What's that name of that Alvin
I don't know,
place?
but I'll give a shout out. So
okay. Did they send a text?
They showed a video of them listening over the air.
That's cool.
Getting their nails done and said the shop's listening.
Oh, we need to know? Ask the name of the shop.
I did.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
The name of the shop. We can go get our nails done after this. Get the Casper manicure, the Casper pedicure. That's what we need to get named after you. We are talking to Arnold from Texas Pit Stop, hanging out. He brought gifts. He brought some yummy pork skins and some bones and some dry bones. It's all very good. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Right now it's 10:35. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
I think you got some breaking shout out news. What's going on?
I do. I want to give a shout out to Donna Curlin and also to Nail Expo in Lamarck, who is tuned in and listening to Kickstart right now on the radio. So shout out to Donna. Shout out to Nail Expo in Lamarck. Thank you for listening and being a part of our morning show right here. The best way to start your morning routine is 99.5 FM.
Curt, we need to go get our nails done. We need to quit messing around, go get our nail, get that manicure, get that pedicure, get right for Labor Day. It's coming up. What do you think?
I don't feel like having like your nails done and then grilling with barbecue from Texas Pit Stop is a good thing.
Man, I'm going to have to disagree. I feel like I just feel like it's always a good time. If you're going to be using your hands, you want to make sure they're taken care of. You don't want to have anything funky going on when you're handling people's food. Does that make sense?
Right.
Well, it makes perfect sense to me because I don't want you cooking.
I think the gunk up in there makes the Casper the best.
When you say gunk, it makes me want to turn off your microphone. You are listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Thank you to everybody listening over the air, everybody streaming live on Facebook. It's 10:36. If you're not following us on Facebook, you're missing out on a lot of the fun. Just search KHEA Radio and then hit the like button. That's all. That's not too much to ask, is it?
Stephanie Sanchez says the riblets are the bomb.com.
We got Arnold from the Texas Pit Stop Inn. They are in Lamarck. That is going to be exit 10, which is where I grew up. I grew up on exit 10. My parents still live there. My sister lives right off exit 10 down the street. And we all grew up and, love eating at the pit stop. So thank you for making time and hanging out with us today, Arnold.
Hey, anytime. And instead of you slaving over the grill, go get your nails done.
Okay.
And then after you're done, go by the Texas Pit Stop, pick up your barbecue and slide it in the pit when you get there.
Yeah.
Before your guest gets there.
If you do it right, if you angle your grill right, you don't even have to light it. Just make it look like it is, and then you open the pit and it's abracadabra. Look at this. They'll just take it out real quick and run it inside, and they're like, man, your hands look so nice, but the brisket looks nicer. What do you think, Curt?
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bring over when we have our get together after we work out at Al Garza's martial arts.
I'm calling it training.
I'm
gonna go work out actually, no, I think my gym's closed.
Hey,
Anyway.
there's our workout then.
I guess so. Yeah.
Workout, and then we're gonna eat barbecue from Texas Pit Stop. I think that's a great day.
But are we gonna pretend like we cooked it?
Yes.
Okay.
Just don't tell your wife. Don't tell your family.
I think my wife's watching on our Facebook.
Don't tell her.
Okay.
Mute the mic. Mute it.
All right. It's 10:38. You're listening to KHEAradio.com and 99.5 FM. Arnold, we were talking about some of the cook-offs, and you have one coming up, and we're talking about a practice run, which kind of blew my mind a little bit. But in what situations do you need to practice, for a cook-off or an event coming up? Is it because of equipment, or is it because hey, I'm just trying out something new, but a practice run? And do you need people to practice judge? Because I feel like I'm pretty qualified to be a practice judge for the practice run.
Well, we can always use practice judges, but the time you want to practice, if you want to change up your recipe a little bit, it'll be good to practice. I told you earlier, I got a new pit, and so I'm trying to break it in, trying to learn it, and that's the main reason I'm doing some practice runs.
That's cool. So you said you downsized. How big was the pit that you were using, and what size pit are you using now?
Well, the one that the trailer that I have a rotisserie pit which cooks roughly about 48 briskets, and then the one that I have now, I think we're just guessing it may do I believe 16 briskets.
Wow!
And so it's still a pretty good size pit, but it's not a rotisserie. The one I had before was a rotisserie pit.
So it rotates.
Yeah.
Rotates all the meat in there, and it could cook 48 briskets at one time.
Yes, sir.
So that would take a lot more wood, a lot more heat to get to whatever temperature you like to cook at than the smaller one. So that would be the benefit. Are there any other benefits?
Well, the main reason I'm downsizing, we used to do just when we did a cook-off, we had a big party, and we were cooking for a lot. Well, I had a lot of sponsors, so we're doing a lot of cooking. So I'm trying to get away from that. Trying to get away where I'm just doing competition.
Yeah.
Feeding a few friends and family, and so I don't need that big of a pit. And also it's that pit, the rotisserie, it's a 4,000-pound pit, and then you add on all the other stuff on the trailer. It's a pretty heavy trailer to have to pull. And of course, and the other thing I want to do more cook-offs or more competition cook-offs on the what they call the IBCA circuit.
Okay.
And so I'll be doing some traveling to, further.
Pulling 4,000 pounds. What vehicle do you use? Curt has a Jeep Compass, so I'm guessing it's probably something a little bit bigger than the Jeep Compass.
The Jeep Compass is big.
Can pull a 4,000 pound
pull
pit
anything.
trailer. I don't think so. What do you have to use to pull something that big?
I got a Ford 250 diesel.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That's what we need. I went and looked at them, and I was like, I'm not cool enough to have a diesel. And then I don't really have anything to do. I'd have to get into something to justify owning that, because they would think of me that he doesn't need that truck, which is true. Unless I got a giant pit.
You could just get a pit.
I would just
carry
it
just
around.
help out. You would be the traveling you would be the traveling food expert.
Okay.
And so you're the judge that he
judge.
brings. That you're all right, now I know that which one is ours. Help us.
I mentioned earlier, whenever he was talking about his practice runs, if he needed a practice judge for the runs to make it a closer scenario.
Well, you are an expert. You did have one judging.
I have judged a competition.
One.
I judged
Just
one under my belt. I'm trying to weasel my way into BioFest. Still have a couple more phone calls to make. Are you going to be doing the BioFest cook-off?
Yes, we'll be there.
Are you going to be winning the BioFest cook-off?
We're gonna give her our best shot.
I'll tell you if I'm the judge. No, I'm just kidding. I'm hurting my chances here. But yeah, BioFest is coming up. Have you participated in that one before, the cook-off?
Yes, we have.
How long has that been going on? How long is that one? I think like a couple years, not too long.
I want to say it's 5 years, but maybe longer than that.
Yeah.
Have you won it before?
There's a lot of participants too.
I've placed, and I haven't won the overall, but I have done well in it.
This
awesome. Is the year, Arnold. This is the year that you win it, and it's all because you've been coming on KHEA Radio, Lamarck's FM radio station, the only radio station in the entire Galveston County. Woo. FM 99.5 FM KHEA Radio. You're gonna win it.
I feel that way too.
I like it. It's 10:43 right now. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Curt, do we have a question?
Yeah, well, it's not really a question, but Francis Garza says we also sell smoked turkeys and homemade pecan pie, bread pudding, and peach cobbler for the upcoming holidays. Put your order in now.
You can get an entire smoked turkey.
Correct.
And that's another thing where you could do is you get the smoked turkey. I'll tell you this, your guests probably won't even notice if you pulled it out the oven, and you don't even have to mess with the grill at that point.
Yeah, they'll just be figuring out how you got smoked flavor out of the oven.
It's a secret. That's the secret. And the secret is you went to the
you can just you put liquid smoke in it.
So if you also did the banana pudding or it's bread pudding, pecan pie, you could have it all. Like you could just have a little sampler of each and be like, did you stay up all night?
Yes, most people do stay up all night or wake up early. You mentioned something about liquid smoke. I've never tried that. And how do you use that? And does it work?
I have no idea.
You never even messed with it, huh?
With it.
I've seen that. So in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, you take this and kind of rub it on there and maybe gives it a smoky flavor. I don't know.
Sounds good. That sounds delicious.
Well, you would think, but it's trying to, duplicate what you get from actually smoking meat, from letting it just sit in the smoke and cook that way for 12 hours or however long. I feel like you may be able to tell if you're an expert like us, us three sitting here in the studio, but to the average person, I don't know.
I don't know though if we could put ourselves in the same category as Arnold.
I mean, I'm talking about judging. I have done one cook-off judging competition.
Well, would you be on the same level as Arnold, who's been doing it
as judging?
Yeah.
Arnold, have you ever judged? Have you ever had the opportunity to judge a competition?
Yes, I have.
Well, you know what? Then no. I'm not.
I'm just bringing you back to reality, Gardy.
I don't like it. You know what? I see what you're doing, but I don't like it. Right now it's 10:45. We're going to take a quick break. We're talking to Arnold, the owner of the Texas Pit Stop. There's one in Lamarck, one in Galveston. They're doing some cool things, and I'm excited to have him in right now. Coming up next is Hillsong.
Nelda says the pecan pies are my favorite. I have to agree. Pecan pie is the best. We used to have.
You got that draw coming on.
I'm starting to act like a Texan. Pecan pie was one of the things we used to have, like a pie cook-off at the church growing up, and so you could come and auction off on pies, and so the youth would bring a pie, right? And so the pecan pies would go for $200-$300 every time, because there was this doctor in town who, like, that was the only time he bought pecan pie.
Oh.
And so he would spend $300, and so everyone like tried to raise it up even more. Like
they would bet against them just because
they just knew, and so it was really kind of cool.
Yeah, well, for me, it's the bread pudding. It's a toss-up between the bread pudding and the pecan pie.
Are those your recipes, or is that like a family thing?
Well, my wife, she's the one that came up with all the recipes for the
desserts.
For the desserts.
That's awesome. Very cool. I love it.
Just you were talking about judging. I guess way back when I first started doing cook-offs, they were doing a cook-off close by, and I couldn't do it, so I went down there to volunteer, see if they'd let me judge, and I think that was one of the biggest thing that has helped me to get where I'm at, because I got to see what was coming across the table and what I was up against. And, I guess
that's smart.
When you're talking about people using my seasoning and saying, well, it's not all about the taste, and that was one thing And, luckily, or I was blessed that I learned that I was sitting there judging the brisket, and somebody sent in a sample. You always used to brisket being sliced. Well, this sample came in, and it was all cubed up brisket. And as soon as I seen it, it was like a turnoff for me.
Yeah.
I'd open it up, and I was like,
That's
"What
not
the
right.
heck's this?"
Yeah.
And so, like I told people that that could have been the best brisket out there, but because that
Instantly.
split second,
Mhm.
I already had a negative attitude towards. So, there was no way I was going to give it a 10.
Yeah.
And so, it might have been, it might have deserved a 10, but it didn't have the appeal.
Well, whenever we did the judging, yeah, they were telling, like by the presentation and then following the directions, because they said to put like just this many. And then on some of them, people like put too many in there. And like you said, like it wasn't like the fajita. We did fajitas and some wings, but it wasn't displayed the right way, and they didn't follow the directions. So you're supposed to just be like, we should instantly disqualify them. That's what they were saying. I was like, I'm still going to try it. But yeah, there is that thing like, this isn't right. Everybody else can follow directions. How come you can't?
Yeah.
And the presentation is big.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize how important that presentation is. If it's not right, because I used to do a cook-off where the guy that used to run the cook-off, he used to announce what the point spread was, like from first place. And a lot of time it'd be just 1 point different between first and fifth,
It's crazy.
And so that 1 point you could have got on presentation.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah, I think when we judged the wings, we were looking. One of the things that I noticed was like if it was messy, it didn't get presentation. And if there was one, I think that
I like my wings messy, personally.
Really?
Well, I guess I don't know. It just depends.
This one, well, it wasn't like messy as in like wet messy. It was just like how they placed the stuff inside of the box was kind of.
I got you.
Yeah, there's a like say like wings. You can take wings and you can just throw them in a box and throw them in, or you can lay them all out equally and all the same direction where it looks nice. So that's going to look more appealing to the judge than somebody just tossed them in.
So let's go on after this. We got 20 seconds. We're going to go back on the air. We're talking to Arnold, the owner of the Pit Stop, talking about all things cook-off, all things how you can save your Labor Day. And Curt can get his nails done like he was planning later at the nail salon over there in Lamarck.
Nail Expo.
Possible.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's 10:50 Friday morning. The weekend is here. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And are you?
I almost said and I'm Garza.
I'm Lamb. Yeah. We're talking to Arnold, the owner of the Texas Pit Stop, hanging out, having a good time. Arnold, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you again for bringing us some snacks. We got some treats. Can you kind of remind our listeners, and maybe if somebody wasn't watching earlier, what did you bring us today? We got all kinds of goodies.
Got we'll call the bones, which is fried riblets, and you can get them either wet or dry. When you get them wet, basically we soak them in some kind of hot sauce.
Yeah, those were I just showed the Facebook audience, but that was the wet ones. Here are the dry ones.
Dry bones. Did you know there's a song that talks about dry bones?
I did, yeah. Dry bones, dry bones. That's the lyrics to the song.
Dry bones, dry bones. And it's right there.
And then what else do we have here? What is this other bag?
You got the fried pork skins that we make every day in the restaurant, freshly made.
What's the process for that? We kind of mentioned it earlier, but I'm not sure if I caught it all.
Oh man.
It's like the belly. Did you say it was the belly or the pork?
Yeah, it's kind of like the pork belly.
Yeah.
And they dehydrate. How do you say?
Dehydrate them?
Yeah, and so we get them like a chip. When we get them, it looks like just a little brown chip. And then we throw them in the fryer, and they blow up like 1,000 times bigger.
It's awesome. They're delicious. These are one of the things I love to eat.
Yeah, we add our Pit Stop seasoning to it. One thing I guess I like to say about our Pit Stop seasoning, most people think it's just for barbecuing, but it's actually we sell it at the restaurant, and it's good on anything.
Just a general seasoning if you want it to be,
It
right?
is, yes. I put it on my popcorn. I had a guy buy it, and I was telling him how it goes good on everything. I said, the only thing I haven't tried it is ice cream. And a couple months later, he came in. He goes, I just want to let you know it's good on ice cream too. Well, I don't know about that, but
Oh,
Good
wow.
on ice cream.
Put it on ice cream. Why not? Man, yeah, well, it's good. It's good on here. And y'all sell it there at the restaurant. I know you had mentioned last time we had talked about carrying it with you, like if you're going somewhere, and you still do that?
oh yeah.
So like you're at, I don't know, next restaurant down the street. Something's tasting, it's okay, but it's missing something. And what is that? You carry it with you,
I
right?
carry it with me, and I put the pit stop seasoning on it.
It'd be funny if you just send it back, when you order, you're like, okay, I'm going to take I want the fish, right? Here, take this, hand this to the chef, please. He'll know what to do.
Well, you say that. I hadn't done it, but it's crossed my mind several times.
Why not? Man, you're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we had some people, I guess, listening at a nail salon earlier.
The Nail Expo in Lamarck. Shout out. I bet they're headed over to Texas Pit Stop Barbecue.
It makes
today.
sense. Now, if you get your nails done, you don't have to worry about cooking or messing them up. Now you can go over and grab some food and not worry about it doing any damage.
The one thing that I guess before we end the show today as well, we got about 6 more minutes left of Kickstart. I just think everyone should go and check out the Casper. This is a little self-promotion, but it's located at the Texas Pit Stop Barbecue. Show up, you will see a picture of it at both restaurants. It says, this is the Casper. And it is a moist brisket sandwich with mac and cheese on top of it. And it is hands down one of the best food items I have ever had in my life.
It's really good, and I'm going to have to agree with you. But I will say, whenever Gardy's smoked chicken pot pie comes out, I feel like that will have to move like that flyer off the wall, and it's going to be like just like that home cooking, good feel. Curt, why are you're not? No, you don't like it?
No, I don't like it as much.
The Gardy.
You could have a competition. Who would get the most? Who would buy the most food? Like which sandwich or which pot pie?
Oh,
who
there's
wins?
no competition, sir.
It's the Casper.
I don't know.
No competition.
Arnold, what do you think?
It's already got a fan base.
I mean, you've had the chicken pot pie, right? Because you've made it. Have you ever had the Casper sandwich?
I'm afraid not.
So which is going to be your vote?
But what I can say is we have sold quite a few of the Caspers, and not one has been returned.
There you go.
Not one.
Curt was literally licking the plate when we were there on Wednesday.
The Clean Plate Club.
It was a little much. I was like, Curt, we can just order you another one. Dude, like order another. It's named after you. It's named after you. Go get you another one. Just like some cheese on top, man. But it was fun. Yeah, we were there Wednesday, and then the week before we stopped at the Galveston location, and it's always a good time.
And even if you are on a diet, there are a lot of options at the Texas Pit Stop Barbecue that you can do. You don't necessarily have to do the brisket and everything else, but you're missing out. First of all,
well, even still, I mean, you can have brisket on most diets. Like, you can get lean meat. You can get something that is. You don't have to get something fried. You don't have to get something that's off of what you're eating, but you can make it work.
Vegetables. They have salads. They have stuff that you can do. So even if you're like, I can't go to the pit stop because my family, they can go, but I can't join them. No, you can go.
I went.
Yes, we did.
We do have salads, and of course we got smoked turkeys and the chicken, and you can get all those on a salad.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, you can do like a chicken salad.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know. Why didn't we do that?
And that's just we got 2 sizes on the salad, and the large one it's huge.
Well, we need to go order one of those because we haven't had it. Luis is watching on our Facebook page. He's a good friend. He went on that fishing trip with us, and he's a cool guy. But he was like, "Where's my invite?" when he saw all the snacks that we brought in, and then he had mentioned like the hot sauce, the Valentina sauce, and I think it tastes pretty similar. I'm not sure what kind of hot sauce they use, but it's good. The pork rinds in there. Hey, Luis wants to go to Sammy's Wild Game Grill.
Have you ever been to Sammy's Wild Game
Have you ever
Grill?
heard of that place? It's in Houston though.
No, I haven't.
But they make like kangaroo burgers. They make like elk tacos, like literally wild game things that we've never had here. But we're gonna go check them out. I think next week.
It'll
be interesting.
something new and unique. But I don't think it's still going to compare to the Casper, the kangaroo burger, the Casper. Come on.
That's true.
Well, maybe I can get an invite when y'all go.
Yeah, we're going. When are we going?
Next Thursday.
Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh.
It'll be
I gotta
fun.
prepare my stomach. I gotta
Stretch
get
it
ready.
out. Start eating some of these pork skins. You got it.
I went down another belt loop, so I gotta get back.
Yep.
Well, great. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Wish I could get there.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Arnold. We had a lot of fun. Hope you did too.
I did. It's an awesome time. It's always a great time coming and visiting with you.
Thank you. We'll be bringing you back in, and we'll be going back out to the pit stop as well.
And thank you again for partnering with KHEA Radio. That's really cool. We're proud to partner with Texas Pit Stop. We love connecting with local businesses in the community that are doing well and providing us with food, but also for just providing opportunities for the community. You're a wonderful person in this community, and we're proud to be partnering with you.
Well, y'all definitely the most fun partner I've had so far. So.
That's good.
So far.
I love it. Yeah.
But there's still more fun to come.
Yes. It's 10:58. We only got a couple minutes left. We're going to have some fun on Monday, I think.
Monday, we're going to be going, I guess, to martial arts.
We need to verify, triple check
make
our
some
schedules.
times.
But we're going to get that verified. We'll be sharing that out on social media as we get more information.
I do have to ask, has the people, really fast, Arnold, have the people who won the gift cards stopped in yet?
Actually, I do not know.
Oh, man.
I bet they have. Last time we gave away a gift card, the same day, the guy went there for lunch. Like he picked it up and went for lunch. I don't blame him. Yeah, this has been Kickstart. We had an awesome time today. A good show. Thank you to Al Garza from Al Garza's Premier Martial Arts. He's a great gentleman. And thank you to Arnold Garza for hanging out as well. He's the owner of the Texas Pit Stop. We talked about everything today, covered it all. Hey, if you're listening, make sure that you go watch, like, and share and tag people in that skydiving video. We're giving away a free skydive jump to Skydive Galveston. Don't miss out on your opportunity to win this once in a lifetime. We'll call it a life list adventure right here in Galveston, Texas.
Yeah, because it's not a bucket list. It's a life list.
So I said the life list.
It's the life list.
You got life goals. This is one of the goals. Like, how many times are you going to do this? Maybe you'll find a new passion. Maybe you'll be swimming with the sharks the next day after you skydive. I don't know.
And we will be announcing that winner on Tuesday's show.
That's true.
And Tuesday, we have Dr. Aaron Chapa, and we have the mayor, Pat.
Oh, Pat Hallisey, the mayor of League City. And
yes,
we need to get Mayor Bobby Hawking back in.
Oh, Mayor Bobby Hawking would be great to have in. You know, when last time we went to Texas Pit Stop Barbecue, Mayor Bobby Hawking was getting out of his truck, and we're like, Bobby, Mayor Bobby.
He says we. This was this dude. I was like, okay, he's never going to want to come on our show again.
I was rolling down the window.
Literally hanging out the window. Mayor Bobby Hawking.
We love you.
Yeah, we love Mayor Hawking. And he's doing a good job for the city. We love Lamarck as well and our community. It's 11 o'clock. This has been Kickstart. We'll be back sometime on Monday on the internet, and we'll be back Tuesday over the FM as well. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Y'all have an awesome day. Coming up next is Bethel right here on KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM.
Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you back on Tuesday for Kickstart. Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, listeners. We love you. Have a great day. Be safe.
Mike, sorry.